to you from the Radio for One studios in Franklin, Michigan. Welcome to the Detroit Cast.
Big fan.
A show not just free of charge, but free of FCC regulations.
Thank you for your support of the Detroit Cast.
Oh, there it is.
And without further delay, it's showtime. Please welcome the Detroit Cast. Here are your hosts, Mike and Jay.
Hey everybody, welcome to the Detroit Cast on a Friday. We made it to Friday. Mike and Jay, of course, here. Big E is here. Mickey is here. How are you, pal?
Who?
McCard.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
I call him Ricard, as in retard, but we've got a Ricard and a retard, or a McCard and a retard.
Jay loves his new circus music.
It's definitely my favorite drop of all the ones we put on there.
That's clipped in the beginning, but whatever.
McCard
It's clipped.
it.
I don't think so.
Tried his best.
No,
Play it again. Start it over. Terrible.
right into it. Oh, I
Fucking
love
terrible.
it. It's
Comes into the middle of a note. It's
the
disaster.
middle of a note.
It should fade up smoothly.
I'm telling you, the fade ruined it.
Shoddy work.
Maybe if I had some good training, I might be able to get it done.
Yeah, if you had a real boss.
Maybe if I had a real boss.
Yeah. Well.
So what'd you think of the Trump show tonight, Mike?
Well, it interrupted
Our podcast?
yeah, our podcast,
Our
and it
plan to do a
interrupted our
podcast.
prep. I feel totally unprepared tonight. But yeah, the Republican
Debate.
debate is going on Fox News right now. And
I think we saw the lion's share of it.
we saw, well, it goes for another hour and a half.
Does it really?
I think it went
Come
from-
on, man.
I think it goes from 9 to 11 something, doesn't it? I thought.
Dude, it's already 10:30.
Okay. Wow. Jesus. Yeah. Well, it was interesting. We were kind of talking before it came on. It was like, well, what are you expecting tonight? And you were like, kind of vanilla.
Mm-hmm. I thought it was going to be overblown. Oh, everybody's looking forward to all this bullshit. And I thought they were just going to lay low. And
Yeah.
no, right out of the gate, they ask him, raise your hand if you're not going to pledge support to the Republican Party.
Yeah.
Trump.
Trump's the only one raised in. That's right. If I don't feel respected, and people are booing him.
Yeah, this dude is great, man. It was so entertaining.
Yeah. It is so entertaining. And seeing these guys, it's just, you can't out as soon as they would go, Mr. Trump, and I just started smiling.
I know, because they
like,
show his face and he's just looking like that toad face, kind of just sneering.
And he just doesn't give a shit. And I love that. That's the only thing that I love is that he just remember we had that discussion a few weeks ago. It got kind of heated down here when I was bitching about companies always coming out with their company line. And oh yeah, we feel awful about this. And you were like, you and E, you started screaming at E. I thought you were gonna kill E at one point. Because I was like, it'd be nice just once in a while to see a company up there and just go, yeah, you know what? How about go fuck yourself?
Oh yeah, that was the
How about
FIFA
that?
thing, and E was
Yeah.
absolutely arguing like Adidas should do that.
Yeah.
I was like,
I stand by that argument.
no, they shouldn't do that.
You know,
Anytime-
well,
yes, they should. Yes.
Well, it just seemed absurd because they were all getting dragged in. Like anybody that had advertised with soccer over the years had to come out and, just for the record, we want you to know that we are against corruption. Wow. Thank you. Really? That's nice to know that you are against corruption. And your line was, look, it's a vanilla thing. You put out a statement and you make it go away. Like that's the game.
Mhm.
And I'm going, it's just so unnecessary. And I feel like watching Trump, he's that guy that's just going to go up there and just go, you know what? How about go fuck yourself? How about that's why? How about that's why? And there's like this whole giant population that's like, yeah, go fuck yourself. And
Well, one of
seeing-
his answers to a question about what disrespecting women, it started out with this political correctness that we're always railing about, you
Mhm,
know, and he just started out the answer. The big problem in this country is political correctness.
Yeah, they start going down, and which you know they're going to do. They're going down the list on Trump. They're like, you've called women pigs, disgusting, losers, and name it all this shit.
all this shit.
Ugly, fat. And he's like, for the record, that was only Rosie O'Donnell I said that stuff about. I mean, imagine a sitting president saying that.
Right.
Like never. You could never, but he's not going to back away from it. You know, you almost get programmed to think these guys are going to go down that road and do the political thing like, well, I've matured over time,
Yeah.
and I've done a lot of personal growth, and I'm not the same person I was 3 months ago when I said that, or whatever bullshit they're going to spit. But he just doesn't care.
No.
And it's very, very refreshing. And so, yeah, it was entertaining. I'm trying to think what else was brought up.
Well, back to his refusal to pledge support for the Republican Party.
Yeah.
That was interesting because it's like he's saying, no, if you don't pick me, and I don't respect the person you pick, I will split.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like putting everybody's feet to the fire at that point. Like, fuck, we better pick him or we're going to lose. Because if he splits, the Republicans will lose.
They will. Like, there's no way around that because Trump will have support from a big percentage of people.
Yeah.
Like, that's not debatable. There are enough.
Well, we've got a long way to go, but
true. But I don't know if it's possible for him to step in it enough. Like, people know what he is, and there's just a big chunk of people that are so done with the way the game is played, the system. They don't believe in it. They don't.
Here's
trust
where
these
it's going to
people.
go, though. There's going to be all these projections. Like, yeah, there's people who are polling toward him right now, but are those really people who will vote? That's going to be the big question. Aren't these people like you, Mike, who just hate the system and are sick of it? But are you really going to get off the couch and vote?
Yeah.
That's going to be the big question.
Yeah, I will.
If Trump's in it.
Well, if I believe in somebody, my problem is, I know that sounds terrible. No, I don't know that I believe in Trump. In fact,
but would you get off the couch just to send a message and go vote for Trump?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That's what it is. And I know that sounds terrible because I feel kind of like a dope. I honestly, when I watch this stuff, I feel like Idiocracy is coming true. And that scares the shit out of me. But at the same time, I don't believe anyone else on that panel.
Here's something to think about, though. Back in the day when this country first came to fruition, I'll bet there were characters like that.
Yeah.
Who stood up and came from all walks of life and brought different views to the table and really performed differently than others. And now it's become so homogenized. Everybody's up there with their stupid hair. Marco Rubio, what are you, 38 years old? You have the dumbest 68-year-old hair ever.
I know.
It's like he's been groomed to be at this moment since he's 14 years old and joined his little junior Republican group.
Yeah.
Bugs the shit out of me.
Yeah.
And they're all this cookie cutter bullshit. And I'll bet you this really is kind of a rewind to what it was at the beginning of this country with just different kinds of landowners and different people from walks of life who had different views and just were up and presenting them and didn't give a shit.
And I think there's something to being just a leader, just naturally being a leader and being able to lead. Instead of, I feel like these politicians, these career politicians we bitch about, their goal is to get elected. It's not to do great things anymore. Like, I feel like their job isn't to do greatness for other people. It's about how do they position themselves to look like they're looking for the one word slip up, the sound bite. And you get that feeling from Trump. Like, he doesn't give a fuck about a sound bite or a slip up. And he's not afraid to tell you, this bullshit. You took me out of context and you know what you did. You're a loser.
And moreover, a lot of these guys are being groomed at a younger age or having this as their aspiration that they withdraw into this stupid bubble of political perfection and they don't live real life. And so I've said that before, they're sort of like socially retarded in a way, and that they haven't really like lived with the common man and done things like the common man because they're so fearful they're going to step in it. It's just like weird, the
LBJs
man.
Of the world.
Yeah.
That can't wait to pull their dick out at a party.
Yeah.
Like I respect that.
Sure.
Like, hey, he's a man's man. You gotta love that.
Snorting a little coke.
Partying. GW was a huge partier.
By the way, did you see he got called for jury duty?
I did. That was hilarious.
Bunch of selfies like with GW over the guy's shoulder.
And he's just
smiling.
like, yeah.
Got a juror name tag on. That's awesome.
They didn't take him, by the way.
No.
I wonder why.
No, isn't
Why
that
not?
crazy? Could you imagine the president sitting in jury duty? He looks happier than shit, too.
Yeah.
He couldn't have looked any happier. Like, I'm bummed every time I've been called that thing. It's like miserable. This dude's just like, yeah, jury duty. Here we go.
He honestly looks like a fun dude.
That's a great point you bring up about Trump being a character. You know, you'll hear this a lot lately about, Trump is reality TV. He's a celebrity. That's why people care and this and that. And do you really want to elect someone because they're a celebrity, because they're this. Not going to happen.
Celebrity,
Not
or that didn't make him. He was who he was.
right.
That dude was a character. Watch shit from years ago, and that's that same guy.
Yeah.
Of course, the "you're fired" thing came from that.
Mhm.
But dude, that didn't make him.
But I don't think that destroys someone either. I mean, ask Arnold Schwarzenegger about being a celebrity and a politician, or Ronald Reagan, or Al Franken, or Sonny Bono, or a number of other people that have gone into politics simply because of name recognition, who they were, getting a start somewhere. And
No, you're right. Reagan was hugely doubted at first.
Totally.
Hugely. If you look at some of those early polls at this time, like in the run, he was way down. People thought it was a complete joke.
Yeah. Jesse Ventura made it in.
Jeez.
He was the Minnesota governor, for Christ's sake. He was a wrestler. He wore tights and a boa.
That one might have been a mistake.
Maybe. Yeah, he's a little out there. What are you gonna say?
Oh no, I'm just gonna say, yeah, the idea of an actor is one thing, but he was a wrestler, a professional wrestler. I mean, the WWF, WWE now, but WWF back then, wrestler. Come on.
So anyway, it'll be interesting, but at this point of taping, I don't think Trump did anything or said anything to hurt himself.
No, he was who he is, and
Yeah.
nothing super surprising. Definitely entertaining.
It made the thing for me. Like everybody, as soon as everybody started talking, I'm just like, here we go.
Get
Here,
back to the Donald.
we're right into the middle lane, just going exactly the speed limit. And here's what we need to do. And here's what they're doing wrong. And here's what I'm going to do to fix everything. Like, and then Trump comes in like a bulldozer and just crashes through it. It's fun to watch. It'll be fun as we go forward too. Anyway, dare I say, a big show today. We got a lot to get to. We got a toy. We haven't talked about toys in a while.
Do we have to?
Yeah.
Does this one have a wrinkle? I object to any toy that doesn't have a wrinkle.
So let's get this straight. If she just banged one student,
Right. No, nothing extraordinary. We're not talking about it.
what
It
if
happens
she's
every day.
What if she's really hot, or
No, I think it has to be a threesome. There has to be
At least.
something.
even a threesome?
Or you have to have a number of victims that's extraordinary and remarkable.
Yeah.
Warrants mention.
Well, hopefully,
Otherwise,
this fits the build, right?
I don't know, man.
Do they have to be a certain age? What if they're really young?
I don't know. I guess you got to judge each circumstance, but I'll look at it at the break. I might object to this one and take a mulligan. I might.
You can't take
I
a knee
can.
out of story.
I can take a
You've
mulligan.
taken mulligans and
No,
taken them back
I've
before.
reversed my mulligan. I still have my one mulligan for the year.
You realize that's against policy of a mulligan. You can't take a mulligan
No, I
and
can.
then decide,
The
oh wait,
definition of a
I actually
mulligan
don't
is
mind
one-
this story. I'm jumping back into the mix.
That was actually a good drive.
Yeah.
I removed that mulligan.
I'm going to save the mulligan for when I have a poor drive.
That shitty shot actually bounced off that tree and landed on the green. I'll take it.
I was with Derek one time. God damn it, Derek. And he did that.
Marcel!
You ever golf with Derek?
Oh, dude, he worm burns it the whole time. Did he bounce it off a cart path or something? Like
Dude.
hole in one.
This fucker.
He's got those war hammers.
Remember the old lady we watched that just drilled that bird the
Yes.
other day? Just worm burned it.
That's his
Boom.
typical drive.
That's a Derek drive. He's usually out there in flip flops with Incredible Hulk ripped shorts and no shirt, and just hacking up a course. He'll hit divots farther than his ball goes. It's utterly hilarious.
the screws in his woods have to be re-screwed in halfway through
He's got actual woods.
with screws that
I'm
come
not
out.
even kidding. So we're on the course one day, and there was one of those trees off to the side of the green, and this fucker's, I don't know, 150 yards out. Whack, and this thing goes right into the woods, and it's like, boy, all of a sudden it clips this tree and onto the green and into the cup. And he's celebrating. Motherfucker. Like he just had the shot of the year. It's like, nice,
boy.
dude. Yeah, I don't know where I was going with that.
Would that count in real golf, by the way? Is that if it's, I know, because there's like out of bounds. I wonder if it hit it.
Sure.
Mick, would you? You're the expert. McCard is the expert golf, I would say, or the expert.
If it just hit a tree and kicked back in,
Yeah.
of course that would count.
But
It's definitely allowed to come back in and kick off stuff. Yeah.
I wonder if the tree was out of bounds. I guess though.
Yeah.
As long as it
lands.
comes back
As
in.
long as it comes back in.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't think it like hits something and is gone. I could look it up though.
Yeah, I wonder.
Gabaro would know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who's that? Oh,
Your
never mind.
Steve Gabaro, Zod Ford. Maybe you heard of that guy.
Exit 98.
Speaking of Zot Ford, ladies and gentlemen,
You're welcome.
This is the summertime special you have been waiting for. Only while supplies last. You can lease a 2015 Ford Escape SE for $159 for 24 months at Zott Ford and Holly. Yes, their sales staff is hotter than Biggie's new robotic girlfriend, but this Escape deal is the hottest of them all. Again, just $159 for a Ford Escape. Surf their massive inventory and smoking deals at ZottFord.com. So he does a ton of golfing, right?
Yeah,
Steve,
yeah. Oh yeah, he's good.
So
too.
McCard, you've gone with him. This shit doesn't rub off on you. I don't know the rules, the basic rules.
I try not to.
This is a basic
Ready?
rule. That's a basic
I don't.
rule.
I don't tend to hit it out of bounds.
Yeah,
No,
that's-
I keep them in bounds.
I have no idea about anything out of bounds because I just hit it right down the fairway.
Is Gabbara one of those like nudge the ball forward a couple inches if he doesn't get the proper lie?
Definitely not.
No.
No, he's serious.
He was telling us the other day.
He's real.
He has 2 hole-in-ones, and he's like, actually, he told us the stories behind all of them, and he's and then I had a third, but I was all alone, so I don't count that.
It doesn't
He
count.
said it counts as a half. I
It's
said,
like-
absolutely not. You don't get any credit for that. I think you're lying.
But he's like, dude, I hit it, and it goes in. I'm like looking, like, did that guy on the other green perhaps see that? The other tee box? Anyone? No.
Fuck. That would be the
biggest
worst.
downer, man.
That would,
Yeah.
if you've had some before, it'd even be one thing. But like, I suck at golfing, but I do like doing it. And if I went out sometime by myself and that happened, no one would ever believe me. So it wouldn't even. It just
Wow, that's the single most boring sentence I ever heard.
no one would ever believe it. It would be awful. It'd be the worst thing ever.
Right.
I've often said in my life the best golf shot I ever had. My Alzheimer's grandpa saw. Grandpa who couldn't remember things 5 minutes after they happened. I've only chipped in once in my
He
life.
saw it and then immediately forgot it. He congratulated for 3.5 seconds, then
Oh,
forgot
no.
it happened.
This is what
Who
was.
are you again?
I was.
Whose
well,
ball is that?
well, no. Here's what was happening. Like he wasn't golfing. He was just in the cart with me. So like literally, he was as bad to the point where every time he got to every new tee box, he'd be like, "What are those things in the ground for?" I'm like, "Grandpa, that's right. Tee off. Those are the tee boxes." Oh, okay.
no.
He's the only one who ever saw me chip in a shot.
How far out were you?
I mean, it was.
Were you on the fringe or were you out 100 yards?
Not 100, but I mean 40 or 50. But for me,
Yeah.
I mean,
For anybody, 40 or 50 yards out, that's great.
that was when I was actually kind of golfing a decent amount. I've given since not, but
Can you imagine E on the golf course?
No.
I took a golfing class at OCC.
The position where the ball comes to rest determines the status of the shot. I was
Huh.
right.
No.
So there you go.
And
So you could
bounce
just
it off.
you could
anyway.
drill something
You're good
100
to go.
You could drill something 100 yards out of bounds as long as it comes back in. That's
Mhm.
nice.
Makes sense.
I'm sure there's local rules that stop that. Like if you hit a house or whatever and it bounces off the house,
Nope.
that's a penalty.
You
stroke.
just read it, Mick. I'm going by that rule. If I'm at some course and I drill a house, it counts.
We've talked a little bit the last couple days about the Ferguson area, Michael Brown's death,
Who?
the unarmed
Oh
teen.
God, I'm
Yeah.
sorry. Every time you said it, I just forget.
And the anniversary is Sunday.
That's still, I still
Mike, are
can't
you going to be
believe that,
having
man.
some sort of party?
Well,
I mean, are you?
I do. I will have my popcorn ready. What is that? Our 400th show?
Oh my God, it's going to be on our 400th show.
Yeah, I know
How
it's a
the
big
fuck
one.
did
How
I get here?
apropos.
Really?
Yes.
Oh my God.
Yeah. It'll be our 400th episode on Sunday
And
night.
fits
for
right
Monday.
in with the anniversary. That must just be for you. I mean, who?
Yeah.
Does it get
Well,
any better?
they don't know what to expect out there. The police there are really worried about, are people going to celebrate the anniversary by rioting some more? So I don't know. I'm not
Peaceful
I'm
celebrations.
not banking on it. I'm not, I mean, yeah, I look forward to it. You hope for the best, but I kind of doubt anything will
Are you
happen.
hoping for some peaceful celebrations?
Yeah, sure, peaceful. But so there's been a lot of interest in the area. Darren Wilson did the interview with the New Yorker, and they're constantly looking for stories to go along with
Yeah, we had
anniversaries.
the uncle comment the other day. The reverend, he was a pastor, and he was saying,
Yeah.
"Oh, Wilson, has to clear his conscience." and
Yeah,
blah, blah,
right.
blah.
Well, they've done some interviews with cops there and asking them, just kind of how has the last year been since you're on the force here in fine Ferguson, Missouri.
Can't imagine that's very enjoyable.
And one cop said, "We've been through hell." Doesn't surprise me. Unfortunately, cops from the most infamous police force in America have revealed they lost count of how many times they nearly broke under the pressure in the wake of the shooting of Michael Brown.
Dude, why are you there? Why wouldn't you quit?
I know.
Or transfer, make it.
A lot of them did. A lot of them did.
Cannot blame them.
They've been taunted by criminals who say to them, "Are you going to shoot me like Mike Brown?" They've begun second guessing their decisions, fear they will be shot dead because they cannot make split-second calls. They claim they have yet to receive any training at all on race relations. So none. Ferguson officers were on the front lines when the riots erupted. They describe how morale has been down the tubes, quote, with some officers just barely hanging in there. Some have taken to wearing an armored vest every day for protection, even when they're off duty. Imagine
that's the thing right there, man. If you had a family, get them the hell out of there.
Yeah.
And if you're single, get the hell out of there and go do something else. Why would you put up with that?
Yeah.
You're not paid enough, man, to have that extra risk.
The abuse from the public has been constant, and the hate has lasted all year. With 3 black officers getting the brunt of it. So the black officers are really the Uncle Tom cries and all that shit everywhere they go. Officer Robert Kirkwood quit following an incident in March. I think we've got the video of that.
What do you do?
I vaguely remember this, and maybe I think Mickey pulled it up here. The black cop, is it? Is this raw video or is this part of a news story?
It's the news story.
Oh. Do they have raw video of it? Do we know? You don't know.
I got from the news story you pulled.
Okay.
I bet Kadog would have pulled the raw video.
Yeah, probably. So we don't have to go. Interesting story out of Ferguson, Missouri today. As we watch 3.2 seconds of a clip of an incident, make sure it's bleeped out, not the raw video like anybody would want to see.
It has the whole fucking thing.
Are you sure?
I watched it, yeah.
And it's unbleeped?
I mean, there's some bleeps.
But the raw video.
Let me find the raw video, Mike.
Pulled.
and then maximize
Isn't
for
it-
our viewers.
Do these guys know? Like, does Mickey have? Mickey doesn't listen to the show when he's not here, so he
Right.
probably has no idea. When K-Dog sits there, no matter what K-Dog does, if it's the most slightest thing wrong, it's like, well, Mickey wouldn't have done that.
I've met you before, Mike.
Yeah, I mean,
I've almost hung out with you
every day.
extensively, I might say.
Yeah, well, K-Dog wouldn't have said something silly like that.
That was him. That was him.
So this incident that that K-Dog would have had pulled up immediately, we would have watched it twice by now. He quit after this whole Uncle Tom thing, being pelted with bottles. If you want to just pull that up, Mickey, the one you had, that's fine. Seriously, I'm not.
What an asshole.
Take your time. We'll wait.
Hey, E, in the meantime, would you pull me a cool, refreshing Red Bull?
I sure would. What flavor would you
Thank
prefer, Jay?
The sugar-free, please.
I want one too, E.
You're busy.
already had one
You're busy.
today.
I want one.
You haven't earned one yet.
Oh, my kid was going to the second round of elevator music.
Did it run out on you?
Speaking of Red Bull,
Regarding the Detroit cast being in the race, we definitely can't do that.
Yeah. Yeah, we definitely can't do that.
No, you get blue. Blue is yours.
I want yellow.
We're sure.
we're rationing yellow.
We're rationing yellows.
You have not earned a yellow Red Bull, my friend. You drink blue.
This is ridiculous.
You drink blue. You find the raw feed and we can discuss a yellow Red Bull. Until then, you pull up news stories,
Yellow's becoming-
you get blue.
Yellow's becoming gold, my man. You better start getting ready for orange.
That better be warm. That
speaking
better
of
be
Red Bull.
warm.
Regarding the Detroit cast being in the race, we definitely can't do that.
All right, let's watch the video of this cop.
This subpar video, I might add.
Yeah.
Verbally abused by nearly 60 protesters.
The outrageous racial slurs and verbal abuse, all of it captured on
Reprehensible behavior.
Look at these two. Portrait.
Yeah.
This happened Sunday night at the McDonald's on West Florissant. Brittany Noble Jones sat down with the interim police chief and the officer's
Can
wife.
you open up that yellow
about
already?
What that officer faced. Brittany joining us live from the Bomarito Street Fleet. Brittany.
It was like 5.
It's unwatchable.
Disgusting, Jasmine. That's the
Absolutely
key.
What did we watch? What did we see?
I don't know. Whatever
Black
Mickey pulled up
officers
there. I don't
that
know.
take the most
Maybe
It
if
looked
you
like
guys
file
remind me.
footage of like a cop and a
I
Citizen.
believe that was
Maybe when
happening.
K-Dog's here on
My
Monday, we
husband
can try and
is
revisit
the type
this.
of person that he
Maybe
loves
that's
his
best.
community,
Yeah.
and he
Yeah.
actually
You know.
grew up in Ferguson.
Huh.
Sunday night, Officer Kirk.
Pull your gun and shoot him.
That was another tenth of a second.
Someone threw
And
something at him. He
goes
should
for
pull his gun and
disturbance
fire.
Involving 40 to 60 protesters at the McDonald's who were apparently throwing water bottles and glasses of water around. Pulls up in the scene and is immediately surrounded by these protesters.
He wanted to say thugs.
Are you surprised that a black officer is being targeted in Ferguson?
Oh yeah, I'm very surprised. And actually, he's not the only black officer. From what I understand, all the black officers are being targeted.
Yeah, they are.
Interim Chief Alan Eckhoff says he isn't surprised by this video. He says since the death of Mike Brown, black officers working in Ferguson are targets.
We've all worked the lines, the skirmish lines, and you see how they
what a
focus
mess,
on the
man.
black officers especially. And after 20, 25 minutes, we pull them off the line for their safety.
Police did not make Officer Kirkwood available for an interview, but Eckhoff says he
Yeah, it didn't matter because Kirkwood quit the next day after this video.
Don't blame him.
Yeah, he was like, yeah, I'm done. After being called an Uncle Tom in the community that I grew up in and I serve as a police officer, yeah, I'm not taking that shit anymore. So he was done. He wasn't the last one. At least 5 officers have left the force, with another 5 looking to quit. Those who have gone include Officer Wilson, obviously, Chief Thomas Jackson, Justin Cosmo, another officer, officers Rick Henke and William Mudd. Bill Mudd resigned? Oh, I didn't see that one coming. I could see Bill Mudd being traded, but resigning? Seems early in his career to be resigning like that. They were part of the ones that were sending the racist emails.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Bill Mudd, I kind of expected. If you know Bill.
Mucking it up.
Yeah. I think Mudd was one of the ones sending the
mucking it up.
Something about Obama not staying in the White House for another term because a black man can't hold a job for 4 years. Remember that one?
Slinging mud.
It's got Bill Mudd's name written all over it. He said, I had an incident where some guy kicked in his girlfriend's door. Right away, it's Mike Brown. The boyfriend will say, "Are you going to shoot me like Mike Brown?" Everything is viewed through that. Another officer said, "I think that every officer started to second guess how they were handling something when they were interacting with someone, and it started to escalate. Officers who used to do things a certain way are now thinking, what do I do next? Like they don't even know how to respond. It's accountability, but an officer is going to get hurt because they should have reacted more quickly than they did." The first officer added that personally he was worried about becoming the next Darren Wilson. During an incident where he was chasing a suspect with a gun, he got scared. He said, "It wasn't so much that I was going to shoot him because I knew I had the job to do. It was more what will happen if I shoot him." I don't think that's the way you want your officers thinking in those split second. Maybe some people do. I think people were under a lot more stress. I think it makes you more leery out there interacting with people. You keep people at a distance, and that makes us look a lot more standoffish. This officer also reduced the number of traffic stops unless someone did something blatant right in front of them. We changed from being a proactive police force to a reactive police force. That was the change. As the weeks wore on, Ferguson's police department remained under siege night after night. Crowds would gather and chant and demand for the chief to quit. The officers coped by not talking about it. They would come in, attend roll call, and head out on patrol. They told each other, "I'm okay," but the truth was they were far from it. For those about whom the report was written, it was almost impossible to bear. So they're talking about the DOJ, the report that came out from the Department of Justice saying that it was department-wide racism, blah, blah, blah. They're targeting blacks and giving them tickets. A serving Ferguson officer said the report was a total stab in the back. That's not me. I don't represent that. What the DOJ wrote, I don't represent that. A former officer said, "There are racist cops who work there, but to label the whole department racist, no. I have seen things that made me raise my eyebrows, but I'm not going to label the whole department racist. There are some people there who are extremely prejudiced, yes." The officers had a lot of sympathy for Chief Jackson, Tom Jackson, who took a ton of shit, who quit after the report came out. One described him as a good chief who made sure we all had the equipment we needed. I think he did the best that he could. He's the type of chief that we needed and we still need. But because it happened on his watch, it was decided he had to go. He's not a great public figure, but he's a great officer. Some even had sympathy for Darren Wilson. The majority of white officers support Darren. Only Michael Brown and Darren Wilson know exactly what happened. Training on relations has not started at all yet. And they say the issue with that is there's been so much bullshit night after night, still to this day, people marching, that they can't even afford to take officers off the streets to
put them in
training. It's like they're still in this loop of like having to protect shit and deal with the people. So they haven't done anything. Had Wilson been wearing a body cam, things may have been different. Body cam evidence would have immediately nailed down one of the key claims about Brown's death as untrue, that he put his hands up and said, "Don't shoot." It was the DOJ's report in March which finally established that he had not put his hands up or said the words attributed to him by a witness. Was that my man?
Dorian?
Dorian.
Mhm.
Wasn't it Dorian, I think, that said that? He had his hands up and said, "Don't shoot."
Dorian started the whole damn thing.
Yep. Among the officers, they said they're concerned about Sunday. The force has a new interim chief, Andre Anderson, a black man, they point out. Whether that will be enough to stop the city burning again remains to be seen. How
I don't think
pathetic
that'll be
is
enough.
that? How pathetic. Yeah. Do you think that matters really? So whenever we try to heal something, something else comes up. First, it was the grand jury verdict. Then it was the Department of Justice report. Now it's the year anniversary. I don't want them to tear this city up for Mike Brown.
Be interesting. You said it's Sunday?
Sunday. I'm sure they won't, and not like they would let it get crazy again. Seeing what we've seen around the country, don't you think they'd send in St. Louis police to make sure it doesn't get out of control? Anyway, and then we've got another police shooting that's not garnering the attention and the outrage.
Oh, why not?
Well, any guesses why?
Tell us the basic facts, man.
Well, the parents are all pissed off of an unarmed white teen.
Shot
by a white police officer.
Oh, well, that's okay. Who cares?
Yeah, I know. It's almost, I think that's just like whatever. You don't even think twice about that. He was on a first date when he was murdered. Zach Hammond is his name, 19 years old, was gunned down a week and a half ago in a parking lot of a fast food restaurant in South Carolina, while his date, Tori Morton.
Taking his first date to a fast food restaurant.
Well, no, it goes a little deeper than that.
Okay.
She's eating ice cream.
Okay.
She was eating ice cream in the car sitting alongside him.
Deserve to die.
I mean, whoa, you're right. It's not there's a die over it, but it's just, not the way to me to.
I'm kind of interested to know
restaurant, maybe?
What Tori Morton at 23 looks like. I mean, just for context. I mean, I think,
how do we even judge if we don't fucking know what this girl looks like? I mean,
I don't know why that adds to the story, but I'm at least interested.
Well, call into question whether he even should have been out that evening.
Yeah,
that's a good point. And Mike, you're a journalist, okay? You're a host of a show. You need to know all the facts. How can you fully...
the more information, the better. I don't want holes in it. Yeah, let's really get a rounded context. Thank you.
But ugly, it could just change the story a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, it definitely goes to see how much I'll care about this story going forward.
Right.
How much interest I'll have in the story. That's just part of the factors that
she's like a 10. I might
as a
be
professional journalist, you're interested in. The officer claims he shot him dead through the driver's side window because he feared for his life as he was driving towards him. His death was later ruled a homicide following 2 different autopsies. One revealed the shots came from the back and the car was not moving at the time. Questioning the theory from police that this guy was in fear for his life, the police chief, John Covington, has stood by the account and insists the boy wasn't shot from behind. The shooting took place during a drug buy set up by police outside of a Hardee's. So that could be why they were there together.
To get some drug deal outside of Hardee's?
Yeah, it happens. Officers found just 10 grams of marijuana on Morton and arrested her. So the chick had some weed on her. Like, big deal.
I know, dude.
I mean, seriously, a drug bust, you got 10 grams of marijuana and guns are being drawn. The police report failed to mention the 2 gunshots that killed Hammond. That seems like an odd thing to.
They wrote it up as a drug bust.
Damn, I could have sworn I put that in there that I shot that motherfucker to death. Seriously?
I missed that out. Did I forget that part?
That one's on me. That's my bad.
Arrested a young lady with 10 grams of marijuana.
And end it there.
Signed.
Period.
Signed.
There you go. Chief Covington.
Everything's in order here.
Have a good weekend, sir.
I've got tickets to the the ball game this weekend.
Zach's father said Zach was a real person. He's my son. Somebody has to answer. What caused the officer to decide what he needed to do was take my 19-year-old son's life? It's a struggle right now, every day, just not knowing. The family's attorney said the shots were so close in proximity that it would be physically impossible unless the car was stopped and the officer came up very close to the window, the open window. And they're also bitching that there's not outcry. They're like, yeah, if my kid was black, you guys would be raising holy shit, you know, and now because it's a white unarmed teen, nobody gives a shit.
Where did this happen again?
South Carolina. Yeah. So it's sad, but I think the reason is, unfortunately, the media and our government officials have treated the death of an unarmed white teenager differently than they would if this was the death of an unarmed black teen.
White lives matter, Mike.
The hypocrisy that has been shown towards this is really disconcerting.
Have we got a picture of this chick yet?
I'm working on it. There's a
Okay.
lot of Tory Mortons.
Is there in South Carolina?
Fuck ton of them. Yeah.
23.
Fuck.
You have that information. I just know from my experience with K-Dog that he would have had nude pictures of her by now.
Wow. he would have photoshopped one with like devil horns on it.
Yeah.
By now. I mean, come on.
Yeah, absolutely. He would have had pictures inside the car of her eating the ice
just don't even
cream.
know if
I'm trying to get an accurate representation of this female. All
I
right.
just don't even know. Like, that's the problem. Mike just told the whole story, but because I never looked at an image of this chick, I just didn't even couldn't tell if I cared or not, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
I'm not sure if that story was important or not. I agree.
Yeah. I'm not even sure it was an important story.
There's a chance it was very important, or is there a chance that I don't give a shit?
Hey,
real quick, and apologies and whatnot, and thoughts and prayers and all that shit, right?
All that shit. Yeah.
hey, you're committed today to the new rule, righty?
I just did it.
Every phrase that comes out of your mouth has to have a specific purpose,
I
right?
stood by every phrase I've said today.
It's going to
so far.
add value. Every phrase will add value to the show.
I think I have so far.
Okay. All right. Good. Speaking of adding value, do you want to sell your home?
I do.
Looks like someone threw a Jelski.
Yep.
Don't let that stop you. As a gift to TDC listeners, Krista Jelski of Remax Suburban will pay to have your entire home cleaned before it hits the market. Check out Krista's website at kristasellshouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900. And with the weekend upon us, what better time to call Krista and go check out some houses?
Yeah. Or attend a Jelski.
Attend a Jelski.
And sell
For
a
sure.
said house after the Jelski.
Mm-hmm. She's coming by on Sunday, by the way.
Ooh.
I believe.
Have a little Jelski.
We're going to have a
of our own.
Jelski here on Sunday night.
Perhaps we will.
I might have to crash on the astronomy couch if we have a Jelski.
No, I'm sorry. I'd rather you get shit-faced drunk and drive home, to be honest with you. And I'll be texting you the whole way, hoping that you respond to my text and go off the road. So
I'll show him, son of a bitch.
we got a 22-year-old software engineer. Her name's Isis.
Really?
That's a rough name, dude. I mean, I'm assuming she
How's
got
it
that name
spelled?
22 years
Yeah.
ago.
She wasn't just renamed in the last 2 years.
Yeah. I mean, how would you feel if, like, all of a sudden, springing out of nowhere comes the greatest terrorist organization ever, and they call
Named
themselves
Jay.
J? Like, that would suck.
God damn it!
No, God damn it, Marcel. I mean, that would be tough. So, yeah, there's Isis.
Spelled the same?
Oh,
Yeah, ISIS.
Not too bad.
God.
Not too
Really?
bad.
That sucks.
Yeah. Isis Wengner. She appeared in an ad. She works for this San Francisco-based company, One Login. People didn't believe she was real, though. She's an engineer. And
Shit, she's an engineer?
she's self-taught full stack engineer, whatever that means.
Damn.
This reminds me a little bit of fake Lisa.
Yeah, she's almost
be
too good to
honest.
be true, isn't she? Like kind
Yeah.
of a nerdy, good-looking
I can see that.
engineer.
Yeah. But fake Lisa was real and ISIS is real.
Yeah.
And stack would be like background stuff, like not necessarily front end, like where you're like
Dude, she
touching
is-
and feeling, but
That's-
where like it's actually doing the work of the program,
I gotta be.
So like a real engineer.
like doing real stuff. Yeah,
I gotta be honest.
not like moving stuff around a web page, like
And not,
moving the stuff
Are
around
you
that moves around the
belittling
web
what the
page,
dog does?
Writing
And that-
code.
like beyond writing code, writing like the fundamentals for the code that makes everything work. The
So
good-
she's really kind of smart.
yes, especially if she's
bullshit.
self-taught, then she's crushing it.
See, that's bullshit. I gotta be honest. I'm pissed when hot girls have like other talents like this. Like she's already hot. She's
Yeah,
already
they-
gonna get all this shit. Now she's gotta be super smart too.
didn't a famous comedian already do that?
Did they
one?
really? I don't know.
Maybe.
I feel like I've heard that before.
I don't know. Maybe
Don't
they
add
have.
that bit.
I'm not gonna add that bit. I'm just
So she's just not driving a train. She's actually doing an engineer's work.
Yeah.
not just driving a train.
She calls herself a
With
genuine
the hat.
shut up. Genuine introvert and a science nerd when she appeared on the One Login ad that was plastered all over the BART, which is their in San Francisco, their tram system, and the Muni stations at the Embarcadero, which wasn't that where the girl was killed with her dad?
Oh,
I think it was in the Embarcadero.
Yeah, the girl who was shot by the
illegal.
Mexican illegal. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The backlash began though when they posted this. So this is the ad that was put up with her.
My team is great. Everyone is smart, creative, and hilarious. Isis Weintraub or whatever her name is.
Yeah, Wegner. And then she's wearing her One Logic engineering shirt. She's got Normcore glasses on like ease.
And everybody's like, bullshit. She's not an engineer.
Yeah.
Looks like she's like, I don't know, 17. Doesn't she?
Yeah.
Very attractive.
Yeah, she's cute
I don't want
for
to have
sure.
sex with her.
One person wrote, "This is some weird haphazard branding. I think they want to appeal to women, but are probably just appealing to dudes. Perhaps that's the intention all along, but I'm curious if people with brains find this quote remotely plausible, and if women in particular buy this image of what a female software engineer looks like." Awesome.
She's like, dude, I'm seriously a software engineer.
Yeah.
Fuck off.
Yeah. I'm like the real deal in San Francisco at this big tech company. Another person thought she appeared too sexy, writing, "If their intention is to attract more women, then it would have been better to choose a picture with a warm, friendly smile rather than a sexy smirk." So to help correct the misconception that engineers all have to be nerdy looking Bill Gates types, she started a campaign to show the world what they really look like. And so participants can upload photos to Twitter with the hashtag "I look like an engineer." Melinda Gates even weighed in on it.
Oh no.
I'm interested to see what I haven't seen these, but I'm interested to see what other engineers are posting pictures, because it's kind of under the guise like, I'm hot and an engineer.
Yeah.
Isn't that kind of what you're saying? Like,
So
if
we're
it's
gonna-
just some nerdy dweeb, it's like, yeah,
So we're gonna see some hot engineers apparently.
that's what they claim. Maybe we can judge whether or not we think they deserve to be engineers.
Which one is?
What do you think?
Well, to be honest, which one? I don't know which one, but neither is remarkable for sure.
Yeah.
It's that
Actually,
Would you?
yeah, she's not bad. Looks like she's got a nice ass.
Next.
It's the one on the left.
Ooh.
Ooh. Yeah, I'd buy her as an engineer. Sure. Sure.
Yeah, she's an engineer.
Yep.
Is this the game engineer or not engineer? Is that the game? here?
Yeah, the game is engineer, not engineer.
I'm
Next.
gonna say engineer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Engineer.
Yeah, I could buy her as an engineer. Nice titties, but
Ooh.
engineer.
Decent titties.
though.
Ooh.
Yeah, sure.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Engineer.
you're an
Oh,
engineer.
yeah,
Absolutely,
totally.
you're an
liberal
engineer.
too, protecting planet Earth.
Oh,
yeah.
Yeah.
Christ.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh
No way. Oh.
Yeah,
Oh,
no,
yeah, definitely. Yeah, that's an engineer.
Shit.
Oh, you're definitely an engineer.
That image was totally focused like on her gut. Oh, he just
She knew what she was doing there, because that
Yes.
first image where it's how it's cropped looks like kind of a hot chick.
See, this is a hot chick trying not to be hot.
No, it's not.
No.
She's balding.
McCard.
Yeah.
She's balding.
She's balding.
She has a high
No,
forehead.
Definite
Whoa, whoa,
engineer.
whoa.
Definite engineer.
yeah, 2 in a row.
This one has a cross on her eye. You see that?
Yeah.
Is that kid an engineer?
No, but that is
Ooh.
definitely an engineer. Definitely an
yeah.
engineer.
Oh yeah,
Yep.
totally.
Seeing lots of engineers.
Look at that.
Not
face.
many models, lots
Nope,
of engineers.
Lots of engineers. Yeah, this is what I would
Is
peg.
that a
as-
guy or a girl?
Oh, trying way too hard.
Oh,
engineer. What do you think?
Just
Those eyebrows.
Trying.
I'm gonna
too
say.
hard, as you said.
I'm gonna say no though. Oh yeah.
Oh, yeah, engineer.
Oh yeah.
Definite engineer.
Mm-hmm.
All these girls are a little different looking than the one that started this campaign. Most of them, anyway.
Mm.
I mean, not like I don't think she's proving her point. Is my point.
Yep,
Yeah,
engineers.
pretty ordinary looking people for the most
Yep.
A lot of
they
stupid
sure are.
selfies,
And
too, by the way.
then her.
part. Yeah.
She's like the best looking by far. Wouldn't you say?
Yeah.
Out of the ones we looked at, would you say? Or
Yeah. Yeah, she is.
I mean, I think there was a few that were okay, but she was by far the cutest.
Yeah.
So she goes on to say, I've had engineers on salary at a boot camp message me to explicitly be friends with benefits while I was in the interview process at the school he worked for. The negative opinions about this ad that strangers feel so compelled to share illustrate solid examples of sexism that plagues tech. It blows my mind that fully clothed, smiling face with unbrushed hair and minimal makeup on a white wall is seemingly more controversial in some communities than simply because of my gender. Don't you think that's just the way it is with guys in general? Like,
it's how we're programmed.
It's how we're programmed. I don't know how else to say it. Take the compliment. The compliment won't last forever.
Right.
It's there for you now, where you got a bunch of horny guys going, fuck yeah. I mean, they're basically saying you don't fit the stereotype of a nerdy engineer. You're that hot. So be happy with the compliment.
Yeah, just take
You
it out.
fit both. You're smart and hot. Wow. It's a rarity. Enjoy it.
Yeah, boy.
Yeah,
No, there's an engineer.
Yeah.
Who's that?
An engineer of some kind.
Who cares?
Clearly, that's it. Yeah. I don't know why you needed to pull that up, Mickey. We didn't.
I
need
thought
to
it
see
was
that.
illustrating your
We
point
didn't need to see
quite
her.
well. No.
I think the other 30 did that.
Anyway.
Is that kid an engineer?
No, she's just playing with gears.
And then we got a case. Boy, this story really pissed me off, man. About this this kid, this judge, really, and we might even hear from the judge.
Oh, is there?
Oh no!
But he's reconsidering the case of a 19-year-old kid who was put on the sex register list for 25 years.
Whoa!
Yeah. After sleeping with an underage girl he met on a hookup app that lied about her age. Zach Anderson's his name, and his parents live in Indiana, but he came and met this chick in Niles, Michigan. You guys familiar with
Yeah,
Niles?
absolutely, right on the border.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not exactly sure where Niles is. I'm assuming it's right.
It's like on the way to Chicago.
Okay.
Yeah, way far down on the border.
Near South Bend.
Yep.
Okay. So he was sentenced to 90 days in prison, and by Judge Dennis Wiley earlier this year after driving 20 miles from his parents' home to Niles, Michigan to bang this chick. He had met this girl via Hot or Not, the app Hot or Not.
That's still around?
I guess. I mean, earlier this year, this happened.
It must have gotten redone, I guess, because I remember back in high school that being a thing on the computer. It was just literally pick images of girls and you just hot, not, but I didn't realize they've turned it into an actual hookup app.
Yeah,
shit,
sounds like it. Like one swipe and
that's another one I need to download, I guess.
So she
Did you ever hook up with anybody from Tinder?
No, damn it,
Grindr.
Yeah, that's right, Grindr.
I still have not.
You'll get there.
One
You'll
of these
find
days.
Mr. Right.
Mrs.
Do you still have you and your boys in your profile picture?
No, not anymore.
That was hilarious.
Changed it a little bit.
So she listed her age as 17. He's 19.
Mm-hmm.
She's a 17-year-old chick.
Was it 16 in Michigan?
Yeah.
Age of
Turns out she was 14. And so Zach, unsuspecting Zach, ended up on 2 sex offender lists, Indiana and Michigan, for this.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah. Now the judge has agreed to consider a request from Zach, who was released from jail in Michigan just in June.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
to be
That sounds like a
resentenced in the
chick.
case. So this means the teenager could potentially be removed from the sex offender registry. He could also have his strict probation terms overturned. At present, he is banned from owning a smartphone or using the web for the next 5 years.
Come on,
How
dude.
could you survive?
And he can't talk to people under the age of 17.
Jesus, come on.
It's bullshit.
Wow.
Yeah.
It's just not like a predatory situation. It doesn't sound like.
And that's my problem.
And
with
she's ponied up, right? She said, I lied.
Totally.
Don't go
yeah.
hard on this guy, even though he went hard on me.
Oh, I would expect that out of Mike.
Yeah, you
I know.
expect that from me.
Throwing that for Mike. I know he'd like that.
He's also prohibited from visiting any premises that serves alcohol, and he's got an 8 p.m. curfew.
Jesus, come on, man.
This is like Darren Sharper
Yeah.
type shit.
All right. Yeah.
You know?
It's impossible.
The judge who described Zach's behavior as totally inappropriate in April said he wants to consider other judicial precedent, which we've heard you talk about before, Jay, before deciding on resentencing. His lawyer said he was confident he was going to fix Zach's situation and said his goal was to get the case resentenced in front of a different judge.
Well, didn't the judge sound really flippant when he first sentenced him? Like didn't he have some remark like just saying how inappropriate it was? I don't know. He just sounded the quote he had was like, what? You know, he didn't really care that the circumstances were what they were. He's just throwing the book at him.
Right, as if it were no different than a kid.
He was just like, this is inappropriate, this culture of hookups, and he just
how can he throw his own personal opinion on hookup culture? I feel like is that wrong? Into this? I mean,
he's an individual. He has his own views, and there's sentencing guidelines and shit that he follows. But
the teenager was arrested earlier this year after his date's worried mother called 911. So she sneaks out. Turns out she's epileptic, and so when she didn't come home right away, and she's 14, the mom's like, "Oh shit, did she go and have a seizure somewhere?" And so called 911. And the girl came back within an hour. So this guy hooked up with her and fucked immediately.
Dude, how grim is that? 14-year-old girl. Oh, that just kills me as I raise these kids. Like, oh.
Yeah.
Fuck.
I know. Well, just keep tabs on them. Don't let them leave the house for a few hours at a pop unannounced on their own, and you should be fine.
Keep them off Grindr.
Yeah. However, the girl lied about her age, saying due to the girl's age, officials had no choice but to arrest and charge Zach with criminal sexual conduct, despite the victim admitting to police that she had deliberately lied about her age. The girl and her mother even took the stand on Zach's behalf at his trial. The mother told the judge, "I don't want him to be a sex offender because he really is not. And I know that there's an age difference, and I realized that," her name redacted, "was inappropriate that night. We didn't know. I'm very sorry. I hope you'll reconsider, or you'll really consider the fact of just dropping the case." The victim told the court that she felt nothing should happen to Zach, but in Michigan and Indiana, mistake of fact is not viewed as reasonable defense. And Judge Wiley chose to make the statement.
The internet's wonderful. Thank you, Al Gore. Thank you. Really?
God, come on.
But it's also a danger. You went online to use a fisherman's expression, trolling for women to meet and have sex.
Jesus Christ.
That seems to be part of our culture. Now, meet, hook up, have sex, sayonara. Totally inappropriate behavior. There's no excuse whatsoever. Oh, no, the crowd is smoking.
So it's... what an old fuddy-duddy, I guess. I don't know.
That is an old... Yeah, what is this, an 1800s court?
He worked in sayonara, though.
He did work in sayonara.
And I mean, you got to give him ups for that.
Meet, hook up, have sex, sayonara.
I don't feel like Chinese tonight anyway.
It's impressive.
God, dude.
Totally inappropriate behavior. There is no excuse for this whatsoever. So is he talking about the fact that he fucked an underage girl, or the hookup nature of it?
Dude, he's probably a strict conservative dude.
Yeah.
You know, probably really religious. And this is just like,
this is his chance.
Flies in the face of everything he could believe in, and this is his chance to set it straight.
Hammer someone. Yeah, I don't know. That I do have a problem with that a little bit, kind of like E does, where it's like, dude, you know, if you want to rule on the law, but to chuck the book at this kid.
The whole Romeo and Juliet thing is tough, you know?
Yeah.
Because I remember when we were that age, you know, and it's like, you don't distinguish between a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old. You're all out partying and you're all doing your thing. And
dude, that's so true. You're at a party and freshmen show up.
Yeah.
You just don't even, I know that sounds awful, but you just don't even it's like they're classmates.
Yeah, they're your peers. You're not.
Yeah.
And how often do juniors date a sophomore? And it happens all the time.
Yeah. And when you're getting, the problem is it doesn't have that predatory feeling that you know that law was put on the books for.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think you have to worry about this Zachary kid going trolling for young kids to grab off the streets and have sex. Like, that wasn't what he was doing. It's almost like he got trapped into this himself. And to throw, I mean, dude, 8 o'clock curfew, no internet for 5 years. He was in jail for 90 days.
He's like in his prime, right? 19, 20 years old. And he can't look on the internet. He's trying to get a job, I'm sure. And
dude, that's what he wants to get into, is computers.
Oh God.
That's what his passion is. And he's not even allowed to go on them anymore.
I wouldn't mind something, I suppose, like even the 90 days, maybe, I guess. But dude, come on.
It's rough.
Yeah. Well,
what are you supposed to do? Card the chick? Like,
yeah. Can you imagine carding a chick?
Well, I know we met on this
seriously.
app, and but
so he says,
I guess fundamentally you do have to teach your kid, look, this is a dangerous time. You're in this age that you can really step in it. So stay away from that shit. Don't do that shit.
But the problem is being a 19-year-old guy,
dude, who listens to their parents?
Because it's serious, especially if you're just doing this on a fucking hookup app. You know what I mean? It's not like you can say this idea of 19 years old. You think you meet a 17-year-old on a hookup app? She's 20 miles away. I could see myself. I mean, I know I'm 31. I wouldn't go after a 17-year-old, but.
And I'd love to see what this girl looks like. I swear to God, I'd like to see what this 14-year-old.
Right, whether it's believable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I could totally see it where it's like, yeah, that chick could pass for 20 all day long.
Oh, she's gorgeous.
She's beautiful.
Well,
it's kind of blurry, but
yeah, a little blurry.
Face is a little odd.
For a more pronounced facial feature.
I do like seeing eyes and nose and mouth. Typically,
pixelization is kind of hot. Sometimes
you can tell she's got a decent figure and nice hair. I like her hair.
It's hard to tell from this image if you could buy her at 17.
I'm not going to rate this minor. I'm not going to do it.
Not going to rape or rate?
Rate.
Oh, I thought
rate. With a T.
Throw a blue bikini on it, and Mike's all over.
Oh, I'm all in.
Look at that ass.
I stand by that decision.
You know what I noticed is that Mickey, you said you're not going to rape or rate, and he said rate, but he did not say he was not going to rape.
That's true.
Wow.
I mean, I'm just saying.
That's taking a pretty serious leap.
Does he?
I'm not going to rape.
What else are you
either.
not going to do? Does he have to state everything? Okay, you won't murder. What else?
He didn't say it, but I'm assuming you're not going to murder or rape her.
Rub your balls on her knees.
Not necessarily her. Yeah. No.
Okay. Anything else?
Where'd you get rub your balls
on her knees?
I mean, I guess I got a lot of stuff. You guys
have you done that? King, have you rubbed your balls on some girl's knees?
Wow.
Did you do that, you son of a bitch?
Well, Jay
that was Jay's move back in high school.
Well, for Jay,
very few people knew this.
Well, for
that
Jay,
was
it
his
just
move.
happens, Mike, dude.
Yeah, it just happens.
I mean, look at the King, dude. It
just
he
fall out of his shorts every summer.
During insertion, it just happens.
He said it as if that's something people. Did you rub your balls on her knees?
My mission in making that statement was to think of the most just
Obscure.
ridiculous, obscure fact.
Well, mission accomplished.
Yeah, thank you.
Balls on her knees. Did you rub your balls on her knees, you son of a bitch? Admit it.
So his parents have started a Facebook page called Justice for Zach Anderson.
Just Us?
Oh, Just Us. I forgot about Just Us.
Just Us. I don't know if they're touring yet. But, the page description reads, even when the victim, quote, testified and pleaded for the charges to be dropped, the judge threw the book at this 19-year-old. He met all the qualifications for HYTA, which would have saved him from having to register as a sex offender. HYTA? Hot young teen ass. I think that's what that means.
Is that the Romeo and Juliet situation? Is that what they're describing?
Yeah. Yeah. Hot young teen ass. It's part of it's one of the programs that if you qualify for as a first time offender, where the judge comes in and is like,
I saw her ass.
Yeah, I saw.
Come on, Judge.
I'll sign off on that.
Get out of here. It starts with a fist bump. It's like, yeah, my man.
I always see those going down where there's like a jury and he just gets up and goes, come on, guys. And there's like, if there's one dude on the jury, he's just like,
HYTA, it's actually a state program that helps first-time offenders under 21 stay off the sex offender registry. So, yeah, I think it is the hot young teen ass. Or the Michigan Holmes Youthful Trainee Act.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah.
I totally knew that. Sorry.
Yeah.
I thought it was the first one for sure, Mike. I'm sorry.
Therefore, his parents are really pissed. They've been vocal about it. We could probably talk to his parents, actually. We should try and find them. He can't visit. So his parents are most upset about the registry thing, but his 5-year ban from owning a phone or using the web has halted his dreams of working in the computer science field, while the only people aged under 17 he can speak to are his brothers. Zach cannot visit public parks where he used to love skateboarding. God. He also was not able to live in his parents' house because it is situated 800 feet from a public boat ramp.
So what is...
Therefore, his parents have had to fork out thousands of dollars for a fixer-upper home in town that's away from everything else. He's only been on Earth 19 years, and his punishment is longer than what he's been alive for. It's unbelievable.
God, what a mistake, And it's like, it's not like he you think a kid's committing certain crime like a robbery or something, and you can go, okay, you know, that kid will learn from that. But it's like, dude, you sentence this kid, he goes through this process, and it's like, what did you learn from? I just got fucking wailed for this chick who just lied. I had no reason to believe I was doing anything wrong.
Yeah, that's brutal.
It is brutal.
And think about how he found out he was on vacation. Like the next day he went on vacation. So he got a piece of ass. And then his family went down to Florida. And then he starts getting texts from this chick like, oh no, we're in a lot of trouble. And he's just, imagine that sinking feeling. You're like, what? Who is this?
Yeah.
You know? And then he's like, what are you talking about? The cops came to the house and questioned her, which she probably could have just said,
no.
Oh, I jumped out the window and I went around the block a few times. You know, but she's like, oh my God, this dude totally banged me. Here's his number. You know, as a 14-year-old would.
Well, yeah.
And so they had no choice but to, you know, reel this kid in. Oh, what a nightmare, though.
God damn it, man.
That's terrible. Because I think like you do, Jay, that, yeah, you could see where that could happen. At that age, you can honestly, not being a dick, you could see where you're out with friends.
Got her phone number.
Who? The parents?
Yep.
Well, again, it's like I said, I don't mind some sort of, you know, something to him.
No, go ahead. What was that?
I don't know.
No. You want to dial him up?
I thought I had a word and I don't remember what the word was, but I don't mind some sort of punishment, some level of saying, hey, dude, you got to be more careful. But
is it too late to call him?
This is his parents?
Yes. It's definitely right.
Yeah. Might as well.
What
do we have to lose?
11:30 p.m.
Should we bother? Do you guys want to call him?
Oh, I don't want to.
We've kind of gone through the whole story. I mean, do we wake this family up at 11:30 at night?
Nah.
Their lives already ruined.
Nah, let's take a quick break.
Damn it, Jay has a heart all of a sudden.
Yeah, I don't like this. Yeah. All right, we'll take a quick break.
Just have to pee.
Yeah, I kind of do too. You want to cross swords or separate bathrooms?
Yeah, I'll go separate. I'm going to go for separate.
I think the listeners all know you're going to cross swords.
Yeah. All right, let's take a quick break. We'll come back and tell you about a homeless man who got in a little trouble for a stunt he pulled, and lots more. We'll do it all next.
The Detroit Cast continues after this short break.
Hey there, it's Steve Gabarra, the general manager at Zott Ford in Holly. Summer's in full swing, and so are the incredible deals at Zott Ford. Right now, you can lease the amazingly fuel-efficient 2015 Ford Focus at only $148 a month for 24 short months. Or if you're looking for something a little larger and with a touch more luxury, come lease the 2016 Ford Fusion for just $158 for only 24 months. Friends, if you've been shopping around, you already know these are incredible deals. And much like our Michigan summers, they won't last for long. So hurry into Zott Ford at I-75 and exit 98 to take advantage of a Focus for just $148 or a Fusion for $158 right now. And if you mention the Proop sent you, we'll throw in an autographed TDC shirt and hat. Check out our zany deals and our massive inventory at ZottFord.com.
Detroit Cast continues now, bitches. Here's Mike and Jay.
All right, welcome back to the Detroit Cast. Friday, Mike and Jay.
Mike, one house cleaning matter.
Yeah, what do you got?
Well, we referenced Just Us earlier today.
Yes.
Of course, it's one of our favorite internet bands. They're no Mike Massey, but they are out there.
Who is coming to town, by the way?
Yeah,
he
is.
Keep your October open, right, Jay?
Yeah, baby.
And every day in October, keep open.
Should we give the date?
Sure.
October 23rd, ladies and gentlemen.
Which is a Friday.
Friday,
night.
October 23rd. Can you confirm that, E? That
It is a Friday, and it
Okay.
is the 23rd.
Okay.
We'll have him in studio the day before
Indeed.
on our Friday show, Thursday night.
And then he will be appearing in the area on the 23rd. Yeah, and we hope to have a big crowd there and hope to see a lot of people.
We better have a big crowd there. It's costing us quite a pretty penny.
Yeah,
to do all this. So
coming out of my, I'll take it out of my paycheck, Mike, for the show. I want to just let you guys know I'm all in on this show.
It's basically 2 years of your salary, so we're good for the next couple of years.
Probably.
No, it's going to be awesome.
Yeah,
honestly,
it'll be very cool.
Dude's badass. But no, what leads me to the Just Us thing. Returning to that needs to be placed into the Astronum file because if you recall, we had the lead singer of Just Us in some legal trouble.
I need an attorney, and I need one now.
And of course, he was involved in the two escapees in New York. We saw the
unbeknownst to him.
I think so, right?
Yeah.
And so have they
They
dismissed?
determined that he didn't know shit, but that doesn't. It's kind of like Michigan, where ignorance of the law or.
That's right, because he was letting the
frozen meat,
yes, go by, and the tools were inside there. Or
I still don't understand how that skank convinced him to do it. Like, you've been to a court, you've been to a jail, and seen like metal detectors and how just the operation goes. Like, why would you ever agree? Like, oh yeah, here's some meat. It's not like it goes through a process and takes 20 minutes to come out where you're like, dude, I'm in a hurry. Can you It's like it's no faster to not put it through the metal detector versus put it through. You don't. It's almost more of a hassle to not go through the metal detector. So I don't understand.
Maybe it was all sloppy and gross, and he was just like, ugh, it's like leaking or something. I don't want to put that crap through there. I'm just picturing her with like this stuff on a pan, like with saran wrap around it or something.
Yeah.
And he's just like, yeah, just go ahead.
Just go.
Yeah. Get out of here. So to the Astronum file, the lead singer of Just Us, we need to know
Was
what
he a
her
lead
status
singer?
is.
He was a guitarist for sure, lead guitarist. He did some vocals, but I don't know if he was a lead vocalist.
Yep, you're right.
But he was the glue for Just Us. I mean, he's been in the band forever.
Here, I don't have an article about it, but symbolically, this paper will. There it goes.
Symbolically threw a piece of paper haphazardly toward the Astronum couch.
How are we doing on things in the Astronum file?
It's like government work. It's very backed off, very much, just a lot of red tape. I'm trying to get to it, but forms I need to fill out to even check out the
In
folder.
triplicate.
Yeah, exactly. Stamping it 5 times. I'm trying, man.
I understand. One other matter of housekeeping, of course, is our Amazon link. Please use it. Go to DetroitCast.com. You'll find the Amazon link there.
Someone in this room used it today.
Yes, we did actually.
We used it just a little bit ago.
Yeah, McCard and I ordered something through our Amazon link. It was very easy. We shopped as we normally did on Amazon.
It didn't cost us anything
They didn't
extra.
charge us anymore.
No.
But at the same time, it helped the show because it gave a little bit of a kickback. So it's a great way to donate to the show without taking money out of your pocket.
Yeah.
So
Very
please
important.
consider it. And if you don't, you're an asshole. Bottom line.
I agree. Totally agree with that. Homeless guy, Jay.
Okay.
He was arrested after allegedly giving a 4-year-old a wet willy.
Wet willies bother me.
They do? You have a policy, a standing policy against wet willies?
They're friggin' hate 'em,
they
dude.
suck. Everybody hates a wet willy except the giver of the wet willy.
No, I think that's disgusting to even want to reach into some. See, to even see you
I
put
know.
your mouth
Yeah,
around your
I know.
finger like that was disgusting.
Disgusting. I agree.
The
I
whole
agree.
thing is gross.
I'm personally
So-
glad we're wearing headphones.
Yeah. It's a good- right. Exactly.
There's
dude.
just no
One
way.
of us would do it right now if we're
God,
talking about the
just-
story.
It is gross. I'm on record as being totally against wet willies.
on every level, from you putting your own finger in your mouth like that, you look like you're mimicking something,
Yeah,
and then
yeah.
to take it and throw it into a dirty ass ear and rub it around. Then the guy with the ear just going, "God damn it!" It's just all around nasty.
Yeah.
And then to say cherry on top is the dude's a homeless cat.
To a 4-year-old who he doesn't know. Just a random. Imagine you're with your 4-year-old and some homeless asswipe comes up and you see him stick his finger in his mouth and then in your kid's ear.
What
That's
a dick.
awesome.
Sort of little Robert Downey Jr. going on there.
He doesn't look like a horrible homeless. He's not like one of those.
He looks like he once had it, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Once had it all together. Was
even-
probably a pretty straight dude.
Computer programmer.
Had things going on.
Even the hair and stuff. I
Yeah.
mean, he's like right in the. Maybe he's just recently become homeless.
No,
maybe.
then the drug addiction. He got caught in it. He's smoking crack at this point.
Yeah. Well,
no question about that. Obviously,
he definitely looks like that new age homeless guy we've talked about. That you're like, oh, it doesn't look like a guy that needs $2.
Yeah.
He
And
doesn't.
that haircut looks like it's. I mean,
Yeah, he's kind of styling. Yeah, but anyway, he is Michael Magani. He's 34.
the haircut kind of looks similar to a permanent person in this room.
You?
No,
McCard.
Mm.
No, McCard's got
Maybe
more
not.
than
I
natural.
got curly hair.
Natural
Yeah.
curly hair going on.
Closer to E's hair than
That's
anything.
kind of what I was thinking. It looks exactly like E's from this angle.
Yeah.
damn it.
Yeah, if you put some normcore glasses on that guy, he could actually be E.
McCard, have you ever grown out like a big afro?
Yeah, you want to see a picture?
Totally.
A Drew Fro, if you will.
Did your dad have an afro?
Come on, of course he did.
Yeah, I
He
think we
was-
saw a
he
picture of him,
grew
and
up
I was
in the
like,
70s.
dude, you can totally tell that's Mick's dad.
Very serious afro did he have?
That son of a bitch.
Yeah. Here, I'll find a picture.
All right. So anyway, this guy's 34. His address is listed as homeless.
As street.
Mm-hmm. He was arrested by Shelton, Connecticut police. The boy's mom said that this guy just stuck his finger in his mouth and then twisted it into her son's ear. The child and her mother were playing in the waiting area of a local business when this happened. That's when he approached with his saliva slickened finger. Gross.
Jesus.
So gross. And jammed it into the young boy's ear to
Look at
shock
that,
the mother.
Proops.
Dude, he looks like Weird
What?
Al. He's
What?
fucking Weird Al,
You
dude.
do look like Weird Al.
Holding the bottle of Yoo-Hoo.
That is a
Look
Proops.
at that, Proops.
All right,
Look at
I'm not a
McCard.
Proops, bro.
Look at McCard.
Look at McCard. You asshole.
You do look like Weird Al.
What does your shirt say?
I'm kind of a big deal.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Of course.
It was right when
It's the
Anchorman
generation.
came out.
It's the generation.
Yeah.
Everybody's a big deal.
Eh.
That's what the Yoo-Hoo.
Well, you
I don't
is
know,
very
it's-
refreshing.
That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Not as
McCard.
refreshing as Rebel.
I was
of course.
probably
No.
thinking Yoo-Hoo was a good idea for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
This was like, I don't know,
When was this?
Last year.
eight years ago or something.
Was this
Yeah.
what year in high school? Would you
Look,
say?
I don't even have any facial hair. This is after high school.
Oh, okay.
Wow, dude. That's indicting.
How many comments? 3.
Only one like.
McCard.
Look at that son of a bitch.
Son of a bitch in Italy right there.
God, were those shirts? What year is this? Oh no, that shirt was still. That was right in the heyday. What? I don't remember the name of the
2000
brand.
is 2007.
What's the name of that brand? I forget the name of that brand.
Famous.
Yeah,
Travis.
those aren't
Parker.
far. Yeah, that was.
Travis
I really
Barker,
liked
yeah.
them a lot, actually.
Fucking Travis is the shit.
Yeah.
So did you comment on your own picture, you son of a bitch? There's one comment and it's by you.
I think
Oh,
it was
man.
like a caption.
Oh.
I think this is
And
like, you know.
And
No,
whoever-
there's one comment from Mick Ricard.
And whoever-
Reasonably sunny outside. I'm not, contrary to popular belief, retarded.
and
And I capitalized retarded.
and is Tony
Fuck
Ricard
her.
your dad? Because
That's my mom.
okay, well, your mom is like the only person who's like the 2 photos we've seen.
What's the one with the vest, dude?
Yeah, let's get the
Go back
best
to
one going.
Yeah, that one. You look like Teen Wolf, dude. Teen Wolf going to prom.
I like to think I look like the Easter Bunny.
And there's absolutely no comments and no likes on that picture.
How can
Not
that
a one.
render
From August
render
20?
no response?
I'm going to go on your page and I'm going to like everything. Go down to the very bottom one. I want to see what's going on here. No comments, no likes.
Wow.
It's got to be embarrassing.
I'm not very popular, am I?
No, you're not.
You got sweet hair though.
I do have sweet hair. That's me.
Mick commented on his own.
Another one that's
picture
mom
again.
liked. Mom liking all his photos.
Check him out, man.
How about that one?
That one's straight out of the 70s, right there.
That one, dude, you're right. Doesn't that totally looks like it could just be
With the
red
chops.
Yeah. That's not bad, actually. I don't mind that one.
Your mom liked that one. That's better than no one liking it.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. What's with you and the shirtless guy hugging him?
Wow.
He tried to avoid that one, didn't he?
Oh, boy.
No. I'm good with it.
3 dudes. Says that one guy.
Kind of nuzzled lovingly up to.
Nuzzled, huh?
Oh, I think so.
Really?
That's not that big. What is that, like a hunting? It looks like you're almost up north of the cabin or something. That's not big.
Boys,
That's when I worked at your guys' rival station.
Oh.
From back in the day.
We don't have any rival stations here at the Detroit
Dave and
Cast.
Chuck the Freak.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, shit. Oh, some people don't like that to listen.
Yeah. Very proud of
Yeah,
that
but you were an
t-shirt.
intern, dude. What's nothing wrong with that?
There
Is
you
that
go.
Tony?
That's my mama.
That's Tony?
Yeah.
This is Ricard.
We've got some questions for her.
Not right now.
Yeah,
you
we
don't.
can call her. We can call her.
Yeah, we can call her now.
Nah,
Can't we?
she's definitely.
Jay, do you
been
mind if we
sleeping
call her right
for like
now?
3 hours?
Yeah, I don't have to pee anymore. We can call people.
Wow.
Good stuff, man.
Anyway, we're looking at my Facebook. This is
Yeah.
fun, and I guess for everybody that's listening.
Mick Ricard, if you want to friend
Oh
our
boy,
Mick,
that's good. Thanks.
feel free
for
to
that.
friend him and definitely like and comment his pictures.
He really
could
could
use it.
Check out the fro.
It'd be nice, dude. You'll know what it feels like to have someone comment or like your picture.
Oh, I don't
No,
feel so good.
Yeah, normally.
Then I wanted to cry myself to sleep.
Someone other than Tony.
See this thing on the
Oh.
right side? You'll notice 3 things on your right of your Facebook at the top. There's like where you get friend requests and messages, and there's like a globe that will light up when people like and comment on your shit.
You familiar with the notifications tab?
No, what's a notification? What's a notification?
Familiar with that notifications tab?
That's this globe thing, right?
Yeah, that's it. Here,
yeah.
watch. You'll watch this shit.
I don't have anything in there.
No,
You will.
I can tell.
You will.
You will now.
Here you go.
Enjoy.
Boom.
Enjoy all the groups comments.
Yeah, thanks for that. Appreciate it, buddy.
Back to Wet Willie. I agree with you, Jay, that's really gross. Although I do have some respect for this guy. That, you know how they do this a lot of times? They'll tell you a story and then they'll reference another incident that happened.
Yeah.
Usually it's like a cop killing or one of those, and they'll go, in June, so and so did this. Well, they referenced this one in October of Riley Swearingen, who was arrested and spent several days in jail after giving a police officer a double wet willy.
What is this deal? So he's a repeat wet willier?
To a cop. A double wet willy
What
to a
a
cop.
dick.
That's his move.
Did he give him a noogie too?
I don't know.
An Indian burn? Or sorry, Native American burn?
Yeah. A crisscross
Yeah.
applesauce burn,
Yeah.
I believe it's called nowadays.
Yeah.
It's very
Nowadays.
offensive. That gentleman was charged with assaulting a police officer with bodily fluids. It's generally thought that wet willies can cause an ear infection. Little known fact.
I've never heard that fact.
It says generally thought. It doesn't say that it's fact.
It's just the worst feeling ever.
It is. We've all had that done to us, right? It's terrible.
Yeah, it's dumb.
Remember the guy we talked about the other day who was a doctor?
Doctor?
Yeah, not quite that kind of doctor. He was a family doctor and he was accused of banging some of his patients.
Yes, but they came too, right?
Well, they eventually came to. Yes.
So he wasn't a selfish lover.
Yes, right. They came to, and if you remember his name, Bin Chung. Oh wait,
For what?
I don't feel like Chinese tonight anyway.
he made his first appearance in court, and for those that don't remember, Mr. Chung, he's accused of sexually assaulting 11 of his patients, including a mother and her teen daughter, who were allegedly raped. But that story I had a problem with because
Wasn't it because like the mother had it happen to her, and then like she still sent her daughters there?
Yes, he came to their house like late at night.
Oh, yes.
I've got an acne cream I'd like to apply. And the mom's like, okay.
Yeah.
Even
And-
though
Hi, doctor who allegedly raped me. Take my 14-year-old daughter.
and she left with him at like 10:30 at night. And then she wakes up in his doctor chair at the office
In
at
stirrups.
3 a.m. in stirrups without panties on.
God.
Yeah. But she still didn't think anything really happened. He said, "You had the bad reaction to the shot I gave you." So he gave her a shot to help with their acne thing.
Yeah.
And then she had a bad reaction. And
Well, she came to at 2 or 3
at like 3 in the morning. It took a while,
Yeah.
but she eventually came to. And
well, you know,
yeah, I'm
Yeah.
pretty sure it was came TOO.
Make lemons out of lemonade.
Yeah, I mean, it could have been worse. She could have not come to. That would have been worse. Chung's crimes were only uncovered after his wife found tapes. Remember that?
Geez, what a wet blanket.
Yeah, of him having sex apparently with unconscious women before contacting the teen girl and her mother, who then went to the police. He was initially arrested back in July and accused of attacking the girl who was aged like 14 years old. So he made his first court appearance this morning. He's been formally
I need
charged.
an attorney, and I need one now.
Yeah.
No.
So anyway, he was originally accused of groping a 15-year-old girl back in 2006, but was given just 100 hours of community service before being allowed to go back to practicing.
Wow.
How funny is that? A cautionary note, though. This is important.
Oh,
A
thank
cautionary
God.
note was placed on his file by the Nevada Board of Medical Examiners.
Was that his permanent file?
Yes.
Well, I mean,
And
that's, better than nothing.
he was given impulse control classes before being released after promising to stay out of trouble. What is a impulse control classes? That sounds
Crazy.
like you would take your dog to.
Seriously, yeah. It's
Stay,
like,
stay,
yes.
Stay.
You're telling a human being, like, don't act like a farm animal.
Yeah.
You will have these impulses. Everybody does, but you have to suppress them sometimes and act like a civilized human.
You're gonna have you're gonna work on people. They're gonna be under. You're gonna want to sexually molest them. You gotta just
Their
say
titties are going to be on display, and you've just got no.
Gotta resist it.
No. Bad Bing Chung. Bad Bing Chung.
And granted, at least they wrote a notice in his permanent file. That's nice. That will problem solved.
Yeah, her legs placed in stirrups, her underwear taken off.
Can you imagine waking up and going, What?
Coming to?
Man? Oh, well, yeah, I was applying an acne cream. You had a bad reaction.
You suffer a bad reaction to acne medication before I offered to drive you home.
I'd be like, why are my panties off?
Well,
As I said, it was a very bad reaction.
Why are your pants off?
I didn't want you to feel self-conscious being nude by self. So I dropped trout too. Yeah, not good. Anyway, so we'll see where that goes.
Sounds
Yeah,
like
I
it's
wonder-
solved, though. I mean,
Sounds like he has a rough rough defense here. You got tapes and shit. Wife finding that.
well, Jay, they wrote a message in his permanent file.
It was there.
He took those classes.
I don't know if those impulse
control
classes.
I'd like
Stay. No. What do they do? Just like pull a dick out? Just like anything? And he's
resist it.
he's
Resist
just
it.
like a dog just drooling all over the floor. No. No. Stay. Good boy. Good boy.
We've invited Dr. Pavlov over for the next demonstration. Hey, allow me to introduce you to the all-new 2015 Ford Transit Connect van.
Transit, Bob Walters.
Ford is back in the minivan business, and they're back with a vengeance. With the best-in-class fuel economy, the new Transit Connect van can be customized more than any minivan in the market. All this comfort, convenience, safety, and luxury can be yours for only $195 per month at Zott Ford in Holly. Dump that antiquated, outdated grocery getter you're driving currently and jump into the all-new Ford Transit Connect minivan from your friends at Zott Ford. They are much closer than you think.
You excited for Kid Rock?
Absolutely.
This weekend, I think
We're going today.
Yeah, Friday. Is that the first show?
Yeah, first show of the tour or
Yeah.
of the stop here.
Of the stop.
Yeah, 10 stops or whatever.
I'm excited, man.
Yeah, I've never
It'll be
seen
fun.
him.
You've never
All the
believe that.
shows he's done in this area, I've never gone.
Do you know how many people have taken to Kid Rock
Yeah,
over the
well,
years?
yeah, thanks a lot, Mike.
Sorry
now
about
there'll
that.
be one other one.
Yeah.
You
Yeah.
guys are on a
So
nice little date.
look for us tomorrow if you're out at Pine Knob.
Mm-hmm.
There'll be the guys holding hands.
Two dashing young men.
Yep. With G and B.
Yeah.
They'll be there. And
I
Eel
didn't
be
realize.
there on Saturday. Are you going to worm your way into that show?
I'm gonna try.
You should.
I'm gonna try.
Hopefully someone's got a ticket for you.
Dude, I being by myself, I think will help. I've done this before. I've gotten into events before where if you're by yourself and you're kind of willing to be a little late, you can find yourself getting in a little cheaper. Getting a ticket, getting whatever.
Yeah.
Bring it to a head. Make a point. Make a good
Point
point.
is, I'm trying to get in. I answered.
Wow, That's the single most
I
boring
literally
sentence
answered
I
his
ever
exact
heard.
I
question.
warned him. I mean,
Yeah.
it
I
had
answered his
potential.
question.
It
No, I answered
was
his
pretty
question.
boring though.
Exactly. Wow.
I did see
Oh, what?
something
Oh,
that was a
oh.
little disturbing, that I saw that people were selling because I bought tickets.
Yeah.
And there was stuff on there about parking being sold out or something.
Really?
Like it looked like there was.
Well, you'll have to
different-
huff it in.
But that's not
But you know
usually
what, though?
Pine Knob. It's usually rolled into the ticket price.
Right.
So
they
I don't know.
sell parking at Pine Knob though.
So I don't know
unless
if,
they're
if
just
that's different for this show for some reason. I don't know. But I just saw something like that.
Well, if I have to, I'm handing out those flyers and shit. I guess
Jump
if
the
they
fence, dude. We've jumped the
if
fence.
they don't let me,
Yeah.
if they don't let me park, I'll just fucking
Golf course.
I'll get there.
Yep.
I'll
you
get
can do
in.
it.
You have to lay over the barbed wire, but
Yeah, have a friend do it.
I
We
think
did.
it'll be.
See
I've
if
met-
Ed'll come by. And I mean, he's in California, but you could probably fly him in.
you can lay across it. You can
Right.
scamper right over.
Yeah.
It works
Easy.
quite well.
I've never had
TCG do it.
I've never had an issue getting into Pine Knob parking because they just throw it in the ticket. But unless it's because this Kid Rock thing and they're trying to, I don't know what's going on. So
Yeah, I don't
we'll
know.
see.
But look for if you're in the parking lot
I'm
on
gonna try-
Saturday doing some tailgating. he's
Listen
gonna
for
be,
him. Look for him.
Yeah, you won't be able to miss him. He'll be the
Yeah, I got a bunch
Squawking.
of flyers I'm picking up. I'm
Yeah.
gonna be handing out flyers trying to get the show.
He's going to
promoted.
double our audience on Saturday.
That's
I
the
like
goal.
it.
Good work, E.
Assuming
I
I
like
can get
it.
in, of course.
So yeah, if you're out there tonight, look for Jay and I too. Come say hi
Absolutely.
if you find us.
Hey, got to tell you about Chris Stajelski. Are you considering buying a new home but don't know where to begin? If so, schedule an appointment with Chris Stajelski of Remax Suburban, and she will explain the entire home buying process from beginning to end. And when you hire her as a realtor, Krista will have
Realtor.
food delivered to your home on moving day.
Wow.
Check out Krista's website at kristasellshouses.com or call her anytime at 586-918-0900. What food would you get delivered?
Pizza.
Nah, I got to go something like way more expensive and classy than
Oh,
that.
kale.
Little
You'd
surf
want
and turf.
kale.
Little surf and turf, I think.
Would you do surf and
Yeah.
turf? Yeah, I like that.
I mean,
I'd-
if Krista's paying.
yeah, I'd go fillets and lobsters probably.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
big in
maybe
lobsters,
surf
but
and turf.
right.
Maybe.
Son of a bitch.
Yeah, imagine if I just said what he just said there.
But you didn't.
Yeah, yours.
So
was,
that's the big difference.
But yours was stupid.
Yeah. Well,
no shit.
which he already did. He called me out for it, and I felt terrible. Thank you for rubbing it in.
I would go filet and lobster too.
Would you?
Yeah.
I'd go strip.
Are you talking about
Ribeye.
the food or?
Yeah, the food. Ass wipe. Yeah, no, I definitely go high end though. I mean, if it's on her tab, for sure. I mean, it's not going to be finger foods or
pizza.
deli's meats.
I guess I was just thinking, economically, most people are.
Why the
eating-
fuck would you think that? It's on her tab.
Yeah, it's on her tab, and that's what that's the
Jelski's
whole
buying,
point of a
dude.
Jelski is you throw a fucking rager, throw
Fucking-
yourself a Jelski,
But
trash the place,
This
let
is
her clean
post
it up.
Jelski.
I know.
It's post Jelski, and then she's buying you food the next day.
Pizza
Like,
pretty good is pretty good though. Post Jelski.
Well, I mean, I'd have surf and turf, and then towards the end of my party, I'd have her include pizzas too.
Right there, you go.
So, anyway, I'm glad it's on her tab though. This is going to get pricey. That's all I know.
Get some Kobe beef. Maybe
yeah.
we haven't considered that yet.
I got a story for you, Jay. A Toik story, perhaps.
Oh, we didn't talk about whether this was good or not.
yeah,
That's
we
I
don't
might have
know.
to mulligan this.
I haven't seen her yet, so I'm not sure what we're dealing with.
All right. Well, before we get into the story, I think we need to see an image.
Okay,
'Cause, Mike, if it's just run of the mill,
the story not remarkable enough.
it's
then,
not
Jay? Is
going to
that
be
what Jay-
remarkable.
Well,
It
let's-
happens every day.
let's see what she did first.
Mike, I don't know. I don't know that we want to grind through another Toik here.
She was banging a 13-year-old.
Okay. Yeah. Blah 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 blah.
She left a note in her classroom that said, "In part, I need help. A lot
Yeah.
of help."
Yeah. Wait, what?
Yeah, I know. Her name's Melinda Treziz.
A written cry for help?
Wait a minute. She's 30. Oh.
Oh. Story
Direct to
over.
jail.
Story
Direct to
over.
jail.
Can we just
Direct.
fucking-
She needs to go to jail.
Throw
is
her
what
in.
she
Can we
needs to
stop
do.
talking? Can we? You have other stories, right? We can move on.
What is this? An orchid?
What the fuck
On
is
her
that
dress?
shirt? Look at those arms.
I mean, the kid's 13. I mean,
No,
it's not
you
like
know,
he's got a
it's-
ton of choices.
This, no. We've had some where Jay hasn't liked them, and I've said, 13 is 13. This,
I think we're all in agreement.
She's got beautiful eyes.
You picture her going,
she's got the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen.
come here, let mama show you.
Oh,
Right?
oh, the candy you need is right here.
Yeah. that's
She's
one of
someone who would,
those.
yeah.
Oh,
God, her whole thing, the glasses.
Come
are
here, Mama's
stupid.
gonna sit on you. Mama's gonna sit on
Oh,
you.
gross. She was charged with statutory rape, blah, blah, blah. They had sex more than a dozen times in the master bedroom of her home. Yeah, the assaults took place between February and April, and that's exactly what they are, assaults. I mean, let's be honest.
In this instance, yes, I would agree.
Her attorney says she'll fight the charges. She is married with 3 children.
Of course.
Yeah.
That's a bigger story
Ages
too.
13 to 15, right?
Yeah.
Someone
Probably.
married that.
She turned herself in the other day, and she was accompanied by her husband. The relationship came to light when she was involved in a minor car accident near the elementary school where she taught. The boy was in the car with her. And he took off. He was spotted fleeing the scene. And so they tracked him down. And he's like, yeah, you got me. And he says, we had an inappropriate relationship, but they didn't elaborate. And then they interviewed him again. And he's like, oh, I've been fucking her for a while, for months.
Jeez.
And so her attorneys are saying, oh, they coerced her. They interrogated this kid and made him confess to shit he never did. So they're going to vigorously fight this. I hope for this kid's sake he didn't bang this chick. I mean, I really do. I don't like saying that usually during these stories, but I hope for his sake.
Yeah.
He was folding under the pressure of
So
an
there's
interrogation.
your wrinkle to that Toik story.
Yeah.
That shirt, the more I looked at it, the more I realized how hideous it was.
Yeah, it's bad, man.
That is just.
Yeah.
Is that an orchid?
Poor
Is that what you call it?
I do not know. But
No, that's not an orchid. That's some sort of lily.
Where do you buy that?
What do you think, McCard?
I have no idea.
Chrysanthemum?
Nope, never mind. Now I do have an idea. That's what it is.
Yeah?
Yeah, it's a chrysanthemum.
Okay.
What was that?
Chrysanthemum?
Okay.
Oh, I can say wordsy.
Yeah.
And I can click too.
I can't not do that.
God,
or
this-
the first one.
This story really bothered me. We do have some email today, don't we?
We do.
This story really bothered
Someone
me.
please turn off his microphone.
Soon.
Yes.
We got a lesbian couple.
Lesbian?
Sounds hot, I know.
Probably not.
Yeah, exactly. Never. Is.
Yeah. They
I wouldn't say never, E.
Okay, but it's
Oh yeah,
more
you don't
often
like
than not.
vagine, so
Yeah, more often than not, I don't think real lesbian couples are good looking.
Well, this lesbian couple, they had a homo word scrawled on their garage, painted on the garage, just said queers. And then their house burned down. Yeah, there they are.
Mm-hmm.
And so they called it, they were blaming the neighbor and calling it a hate crime. Carol Ann and Laura Stute reduced their own house to a pile of charred rubble and branded their neighbor a homophobe in order to get the insurance payment. of
Real nice, dude.
$276,000.
Jesus.
What
You
a
believe
couple
that?
assholes.
The insurance company caught on and accused the couple of faking the fire. A federal jury ruled in favor of the insurance company, and so they're not going to have to pay out shit on this insurance claim. The court heard how the couple spray painted the word queers on their garage and then blamed their neighbor, Janice Millsaps. They claimed that a month before the blaze, Millsap said, "Do you know what is better than one dead queer? 2 dead queers." Stute said, "We know who wrote those threats. Anyone who could go so far as to write those hateful letters and burn someone else's house down, they are really disturbed." The court has now ruled it was an elaborate bullshit story after the insurance company concluded their own probe, which included polygraph tests on the neighbor that she passed. Yeah, that's
Jesus.
It's such a sensitive place right now with hate crimes, with race crimes, that stories like this really fucking bother me because it incents people. It stirs shit up.
But if you're so lacking in morals that you would friggin' burn your house down to try to claim insurance, why not make it a hate crime? Frame it as a hate crime. Dude,
Yeah,
that's beyond. You're a dirtbag. You're doing shit like that.
Yeah.
But I get what you're saying.
Well, right now, that's almost the worst thing you could accuse somebody of.
Exactly.
Is this idea that you would be against lesbianism or homosexuality? And so that neighbor just sit there for a while.
Race things and gay bashing,
Right.
and race issues are literally the worst things you can be accused of at this point. It's almost worse than murder. People can forgive a
So
murderer.
how long did it take, you know what I mean, for the insurance company to realize that it was
5 years.
So this couple has
This
been
neighbor has been dealing with this shit for 5 years.
people thinking that they're monsters and they did this.
Yeah. So anyway, nice story.
Evil lesbians.
Yeah.
Just be nice lesbians.
They didn't look very nice.
No, they didn't.
They looked very butchy. Nothing wrong with that, I suppose, but they did. Did they
Yes.
not look butchy?
Oh, they
Quite
did, Mike.
butchy.
They did.
Yeah, you'd second that?
Yes.
Third that.
I mean, I just saw
Sounds like
one
the motion's been passed.
I just saw one brief image and they looked a little butchy.
Motion passed.
Yeah, how many? We had 3. So
What do we got for email, Jay?
We do have some email, Mike. Mark writes in, lawyer, thin man, and the stinksing one. I was the asshole who requested a jam session in the last week or so, and ever since then you've sang The Monkees, Plain White Tees, and fucking nursery rhymes. I want to apologize to the audience as I feel partially responsible for this pussification of the show, and
That's
I
on
beg
you.
you, at the mercy of the court, please no more. We've all suffered enough. Goodbye, BUI, Mark.
yeah, that's on Mark.
That's
on
a
you.
great point, Mark. This did sort of,
So what does he want us to
come
sing?
on the heels of his request.
I'm
for a
not coming on
jam
anyone's
session.
heels. What does he want us
Or
to
putting
sing?
your balls on someone's knee.
Well, that's what happens. You rub your balls on a knee for long enough, you're going to come on their heels.
The balls on my knees. Were you rubbing your balls on his knees, you son of a bitch?
Matt writes in Sharpie Magnum, and Sharpie Mini. I had to laugh at Jay's
Why
description.
is it to assume that I have a small penis?
Wow. We've
Oh,
seen
he's
it.
got a big dick. Oh.
No, we saw you fill up that beer bottle.
braggart.
Oh yeah, Mike might have seen it.
No, yeah, I posted pictures of it. Kidding me?
I had to laugh at Jay's description of playing the power game in badminton against Asians, says Matt. I had this exact experience several years ago while in Japan.
Oh, wait.
Ooh, me sorry, me no speaking
Yeah,
Chinese.
that's what Matt said.
Yeah.
Paren, I'll wait. On business. The department I was working with took me out to play badminton one evening, and we were having a little round robin tournament. The same folks had smoked me in bowling 2 weeks earlier, so I was eager to represent my country and redeem myself.
Jesus Christ.
These guys were doing exactly as Jay described, playing some little finesse game while I was playing an American style power game and just beating the shit out of the shuttlecock. Matt, I feel you, dude. That's exactly it. I was Hiroshima-esque in my dominance, Hiroshima-esque in my dominance, only to have the tournament grind to a screeching halt when one of my opponents tore his Achilles. I'll repeat that. I was smoking a Japanese guy so bad in badminton that he literally tore his Achilles tendon.
His Achilles?
Achilles.
Yeah.
Oh, my Achilles!
My Achilles here.
Well, I was upset that the tournament was stopped when this happened. I have to admit, seeing the guy's foot hanging completely limp from his ankle down did make me feel a little bad for him.
Please, someone take me to hospital.
Matt. Yeah, Matt. He
They
knows.
can't handle it. They can't handle the American
They can't
power
handle
game.
the power game. They
And it's-
cannot handle it.
And it holds true in lots of different table sports, I think. Racket sports rather, because it's the same thing in ping pong. They play a finesse game.
They're pretty
They
fucking
can't take
good
the
at ping
power.
pong, though.
Yeah, they're pretty tits at the pong.
I smoked a bunch of Chinese people on a cruise in ping pong because they play a
Gross.
finesse game instead of a power
What
game.
gay cruises are you going on? You're smoking a bunch of Chinamen.
Yeah.
Todd writes in,
Seriously, I doubt that
Uh-oh,
you
Todd.
wiped the table with a bunch of Chinamen on a gay cruise.
Just it wasn't a gay cruise.
Well, whatever.
Maybe it was. No, it wasn't. But yeah, I did. It was good. I didn't click.
I don't.
3-star balls, 3-star paddles.
No, the balls and the paddles were shit. I think
Yeah.
that might have been part of the problem for their finesse game because they could get no spin.
That's a good point, man. If you have the power game, you can kind of overcompensate probably from the balls.
You
the
just
balls
back
are
up
more-
a ton.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh,
Todd
by the way.
writes in, you know where this is going,
I
right?
do know where this is going.
Well, fellas, it's been a hard few days now ever since I was scolded by my favorite podcast hero, Big E, for not giving a courtesy swerve to a jogger because of her
Oof.
race. I took a little bit of time to reflect and ponder over my behavior. I rediscovered myself I had in my wallet.
60.
However, it was 80.
No, but remember she gave him 20 back or something, or
Right, he had 100.
Oh yeah.
Too much time in the math room and not enough time learning the English language.
The jogger may have stole the $80 in my wallet. However, I consider myself much wealthier now for broadening my amount of knowledge and acceptance for people of all skin colors, even the towel heads.
That's great, man. Good for you. That seems like a really lesson.
Yours truly, Todd.
That's awesome.
I don't know that Todd has fully learned much,
No.
but
It's a start.
I think he's got it. No.
Hey, every journey begins with a single step, Mike.
Yeah.
A-Dub writes in, J, Mike, and the clicking, spitting primate retard. Seriously? I'm not going to speak without a point? Did those words just come out of Biggie's cum glazed dickhole?
Well, they came out of my mouth.
Right. Does that asshole realize that during episode number 398, while you guys were talking about holding out hope for the Malaysian flight, he jumped in with this following slow-witted gem.
Oh, no.
Quote, that is such a weird scenario, though. It's usually we know, and you're right. I mean, even though you're right, the idea that you would be war, maybe, but, end quote.
E, do you remember that, Jem?
I don't know.
So many of those come blurting out of his mouth. I frankly don't remember that specifically.
I don't either.
Fear anybody ever transcribing into sentence like that way how I talk.
Even that
one
sentence.
right there. It's a prime example.
A-Dub says, what the fuck does that mean? Where was the point of that? Biggie is great, but sometimes just shut the fuck up.
I know.
Go
dude.
home and punch Tony in the face. I bet he's a fucking mess too.
Hey, whoa.
Love
You
the show
son of a
later,
bitch.
A-Dub.
I'll take any heat on me, but Tony, my God, he's just a poor proops.
Leave Tony out of this.
Yes.
Right? Derek
Tony
writes in,
Baloney, as I call him.
should we just end it here?
No, let's one more.
Derek writes in, good day to Slim Jim cult leader, shuttlecock master, and cockmaster.
Why are mine always homosexual related?
I love these like introductions.
I hate them.
I was cracking up.
Wait, of course, Jay likes them. They're always complimentary to his
King, extra large,
hey,
Sharpie,
hardest
giant dick.
They're always complimentary. Is that how you say it?
Sure.
Complimentary. I was cracking up listening to number 398 and it gave me the following idea. Jay, please explain a couple things to Eric before you read this list to him.
Oh, no.
First, this would only be done by a fan of his, and it is one of the things that we like about him. This is not bullying like Mike and Jay sometimes do. Second, Eric will inevitably bully. I don't know where he's going with that.
It's outrageous.
Eric will inevitably say, it must be fucking nice to know everything. So yes, Eric, I don't know everything, but it is nice to have a good grip on the only language that I speak. You should try tightening the screws, my friend. I've decided to create and to maintain a list of Ericisms
Oh, Jesus.
that I will call the Erictionary.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Erectionary?
Erictionary. As words, I will send it to you periodically and highlight the new ones.
Very
I know
scared.
that this list will become extensive as I remember old ones and as the fucktard continues to speak into the mic, so please excuse the brevity of the first edition. Derek, our neighbor with an O-U-R to the north. First one is goodbye. We all know goodbye with a B-U-Y. It's when Eric is leaving or signing off, not when he is making a quality purchase. Acabubble.
Acabubble?
You know what that means? Applies to. Applicable.
Applicable, yes.
Acabubble. Duress. Usually says this when I mean distress. Example, a woman in duress.
Yeah, okay.
Bicuspid. Eric has never heard of this. Saul equals saw.
Saw.
Past tense of C.
S-A-U-L.
Saul. Well, he spelled it S-O-L-L. But S-A-W-L is kind of how I pictured it. Just
I think of it
Saul.
as like Saul, like Better Call Saul.
Okay. Yeah. Draw, like drawing a picture.
An image.
Picture, a photograph, or drawing.
Why did it come back to back like that?
Astronom, the study of outer space in a folder that is not wide enough for the title, now used for things he will never follow up on. Or whatever, tacked onto any sentence in which the thought feels incomplete. Almost every thought that he vocalizes.
Exactly.
It's tacked onto anything.
Yeah.
Just be.
It's just.
So I'm going to the game or whatever, and so
it's just a complete verbal crutch.
I was whacking off or whatever.
It always brings ambiguity to everything.
Yeah.
It's like, well, were you whacking off or not? Where are we going with this story, dude? Let's be clear.
I was like sitting next to Jay all show or whatever.
Were you sitting next to Jay or not?
Or whatever.
I don't know, whatever.
Now and days, the opposite of back then or olden days. Quote, I get it means I don't really understand.
That's very true.
Yeah. I get it. I mean, I get it.
Totally.
Stinksing when a person or object emits a pungent aroma. Gang rape, a mischievous but apparently humorous high school prank played on Pam Anderson.
That's why it was funny.
Why?
I don't remember though.
That's where it came from. It was a story about Pam Anderson saying that
Mike
she
knows
was
Pam Anderson pretty
gang
well.
raped. Remember that?
Yeah, I don't remember.
And
her
that's when he
saying-
first
There was
laughed about
something
it.
funny about how it was worded. I felt like I don't remember why, but I initially gave it.
That was a
awkward laughter.
Pam Anderson
Yes.
story?
Yes, it was. Yeah,
She
absolutely.
did some interview where she claimed, like, yeah, when I was younger, teenage
I was
thing.
gang raped.
Yeah, I don't remember why it was funny at the time, but it was.
It was hilarious to you.
I don't.
Gang rape.
I don't know. It's gone. It's lost its luster. You know what hasn't lost its luster?
Gang
is-
rape had luster.
Is didn't Mike have a run-in with Pam Anderson?
Yeah, what
I
was
I
that?
just
It
think
was
I-
nothing.
Yeah.
But Mickey, were you
Long
here?
time.
We were
You got
talking about
a
that?
picture with her.
McCard?
You got an
McCard,
image
weren't
with
there
her.
when we talked
I
about
did
that?
not
yes,
get
I
a
was.
picture with her.
Yeah.
Why didn't you get a picture with her? You were
I didn't-
sitting there with
You
it's
wanted
no
one?
big deal.
No, I did not want one.
Well, did you ask?
Absolutely did not want one.
I thought I heard that you asked and that she.
I was asked to ask.
But they came out of your mouth.
Yeah, you asked.
What was her response, Mike?
Was it
Yeah,
affirmative?
no, I don't think so. I went, oh, good. Fuck you too. I didn't really want a picture anyways. Yeah, it's not one of my prouder moments.
And when
Walking up to Pam Anderson saying, yeah, hey Pam, do you mind get a quick picture? Yeah, no, I don't want to do that. Okay, good. Thank you. Thanks.
Fuck!
Didn't even want one.
To this
I don't
day-
even find you attractive.
To this day, Pam Anderson knows that she shut down Mike Walters.
Big time. It's one of my least proud moments on the planet.
Derek's last word included here, of course, none other than hamgorous.
Yes,
Equals
my
large
favorite.
or humongous.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good one. So well done, Derek.
That
Um,
list can definitely grow.
Oh yeah, yeah. Should we save the rest for Monday?
No,
All right.
we still got time.
All right.
It's just me and Mike looking at Jay as he goes through like the few.
Scott writes in.
Oh, geez,
I
that's
actually have a ton built up, so
a long one.
I could go for an hour. Scott writes in, I almost fell out of my chair when you guys brought up the Glutchner brothers. It reminded me of a day back in 6th grade at Jano Adams Elementary in Waterford. So we brought up the Glutchners just like out of the blue, just wrestling with each other in class.
Mhm.
Just could be any day. You're just sitting there in class and all of a sudden they're just rolling on the ground wrestling.
Yeah. Does he know the Glutchner brothers?
He
or-
doesn't, but he has a similar
I think
recollection.
every school has their version of the
Yeah.
Glutchners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each 6th grade student was assigned to monitor a lunch table in the cafeteria. Each grade had its own table. I was unfortunately assigned to the dreaded special ed table for 1 week. There were these two SPED students in particular. SPEDs. I haven't heard that in years.
Yeah, that's a throwback.
SPEDs. I don't remember if they were brothers or not. This was in the late 70s, but they both wore those shiny silver race jackets like Burt Reynolds would have worn.
Oh no!
Like in Cannonball Run.
Yeah.
One kid was quite large and fat and the other skinny. Both had crew cuts and were often quite violent. Their lunch usually consisted of ravioli eaten from a lunchbox thermos. The food was generally all over their faces and nearly made me heave. It was my job to keep order at the table, but I basically just sat there. Those kids were mean and scary as hell. Unfortunately, it rained one day, so outdoor lunch recess was canceled and the kids had to stay in their normal classrooms for recess. I had to now monitor the SPED room. Yikes. The SPED kids, maybe 5 total, decided to play full tackle football in the room with a Nerf
Wait a
football.
minute, real quick, the funny thing is, so like
you let that carry
look,
on.
he said he was in 6th grade, right?
Yeah.
So like they just have a 6th grader, a random 6th grader monitoring a room of special ed kids, like no teacher.
Yes.
Seems very odd. Doesn't seem like that would happen nowadays.
All teachers and authority were gone during recess. These kids were smashing and beating the hell out of each other, as well as the room. I kept a safe distance standing there near the doorway.
That's all you can do. Let that play out.
Exactly. Suddenly, the big fat kid with the crew cut and still sporting his silver jacket with ravioli stains had another kid pinned between the teacher's large and heavy commercial desk and the chalkboard. You could see the big lug think for a moment, that he bent down and flipped the huge desk up and over, pancaking the trap kid underneath.
Oh, no.
Despite the kid's screams and flying desk supplies, I decided to just get the hell out of the room. I went to my regular class where the normal kids were turning Kiss and Ted Nugent albums. I have no idea what happened to the Silver Psycho brothers. Thanks for the memories, Scott.
Wow. That's awesome.
The Gletchners.
Yeah, there was no repercussions later. Nobody later said, "Hey, John," or I didn't hear the guy's name. I don't remember, but
Scott.
Hey, Scott. You were watching this room, and there was like no one came back to him later. Seems odd.
Tim writes in, "Hey, you singing fuckers. Although that song, Hey There, Delilah, blows big time, I thought it was cool that upon Jay's discovery of Big E singing, he also joined in. I would have called it a moment." You can't tell me that Jay doesn't like Eric in some small way.
Yeah. I don't know if I like's a strong word.
It is. Like
it's a very, very strong
tolerate,
word.
Maybe tolerate.
Put
up with.
What's just above hate?
Loathe.
Yeah. That's fair.
Loathing.
Detest.
Detest is good. Despise.
That seems a little harsh.
No,
I think all those pretty much apply.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. E, would you agree?
I don't know.
Knock, knock. Who's there? I'll save the rest for tomorrow. Oh, he tricked me. Tim tricked me.
Oh, wow.
Can't do that. And don't think for a moment I did anything that I'm ever motivated by anything E does. So if I sang along at some point, it wasn't because E did. I don't want a moment with E.
It wasn't because E took a knee and refused.
Oh, E sang like 2 little notes of the song the first time it was played.
Yeah, until everyone else stopped singing and gave him the spotlight for a second.
Yeah, and then he took a knee. Knee like he always does. Emily writes in, closet Congress lover. That'd be me. Thin man and 38-year-old dirty, stinking douchebag.
Who's that?
Well, obviously I'm the thin man.
Oh, okay.
I found the segment on the bride paralyzed before her wedding hilarious. That was early this week, right? We talked to she was doing the glamour shots.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Remember that chick?
Yeah.
Let me preface my situation by telling you my brother was paralyzed in a motorcycle accident. A man didn't stop at a stop sign and hit him on his motorcycle when he was 22.
God damn it.
Friends and family always ask silly questions about his paralysis and are amazed by what he can do. First question is, can he have sex?
Yeah.
Of course.
As if I would fucking know. It's my brother. Apparently he does, though. His ex-girlfriend was a stupid chick who divulged too much information, and everything works. But thankfully don't know any other details. Well, I think you kind of know what you need to know.
Sounds like he's good at it, though.
Yeah. With that said, I find Big E's take on sex with a paralyzed woman an amazingly accurate depiction of the type of sexual being he truly is. It may be a great, perfect situation for him. She won't feel anything. He won't have to find her bean, and he won't have to perform to any sort of good sex standard.
It really is. The more I'm thinking about it, I think I need to find a woman. That's my new goal.
Paralyzed from the neck down.
Yeah, that's
robot or paralysis.
Right,
is what you should be shooting for.
Would be my soulmate, probably.
Like ideal.
Yeah,
it'd be perfect in a perfect world.
Yeah, you could just sneak up on her and just start.
I don't want to do that. I mean, I want again.
You want her to know.
I want her to know. I want her to get. Like,
why would you do that to her?
Oh, what a dick!
I like the idea. Well, I like the idea of her at least. I like the idea for knowing because remember I like the idea for making the faces and pretending she cares, even though
she could pretend like if I had feeling maybe possibly this would feel
right.
good.
Yeah, kind of. Oh yeah, stuff like that.
Yeah, and she'd have no idea that. No, in fact, it wouldn't.
Really.
You'd feel nothing.
Right.
You'd
As
barely
long
feel
as
that little worm going in and out.
Yeah. I mean, I gotta be honest. A lady paralyzed.
Or parallel
from
parallel to the
even
ground.
the waist down would be okay. So I gotta be honest, that'd be my perfect woman. I think paralyzed from the waist down, as long as the vagina is still getting wet. This is all the interception of the vagina, even though she's paralyzed, is still getting moist. I guess I don't know.
How did I get here? How did I get here?
Nobody knows.
I'm listening to this drivel fall out of this asshole's mouth, and I'm like waiting with bated breath. Yeah,
yeah. And then what happens?
And then, okay, yeah. If it's moist, yeah, I guess. I'm like thinking like how to respond. How the fuck did I get here, Mike?
I don't know. How did I get here? Because I'm listening to it too. Like,
oh my god.
Yeah, where's this story going? I mean, I wish him the best of luck in his search for this perfect soulmate.
My only hope.
All right, E, here's the deal. You have to take care of her waist. You'd have to empty her pee bag and her poo bag.
I know, I can deal with that.
Could you?
Could you?
You're real pussy about stuff like that.
But if it meant the whole life, I could have sex all the time, but not have to worry about like pleasing her. Be a pretty good trade-off.
My God, how about you just find a girl and please her?
Man, the problem is, like, dude, at this age, I don't know.
He's too busy. Yeah, too busy, too set in his ways. I get it, E.
Not very good at it. I don't really know how to learn.
Well, let me continue with Emily's read here. Since he seems to be an extremely selfish sexual partner, I can only imagine he would use her as a whole and go at it. In my opinion, you should revisit the sex with dead people issue, since he doesn't want the guy/lady to feel it, enjoy it, or be somewhat satisfied by his performance.
I know, but
so
I
that's the truth.
I don't want to go for anything illegal. I don't want to wind up in jail here.
All right, if that wasn't against the law, you
no,
do
I
it,
wouldn't
right?
do it.
Yeah, why not?
No,
Why not?
You would.
No,
if other people like regularly did it, would you be like, yeah, why not?
No.
Well, what would stop you?
I don't like the idea of a completely lifeless body.
But that's what you're describing with your
No,
paralyzed.
but the face and would be. I even said even if she's just from the waist down, I wouldn't mind if she had hand movements and stuff.
I think a producer segment should involve Biggie enrolling in some sex ed classes to learn more about the process, cleanliness, and how to help your partner enjoy sex. Maybe a trained therapist or sexual advocate, sex ed teacher. Anyway, love the show. Love Walter's voices, especially the Asian guy pretending to be Biggie's voice. Goodbye, BUI, Emily. Winky face!
Yeah. Oh, my God.
We save the rest for Monday.
All right. Yeah, we got to watch the rest of the debate.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was on earlier. I'm interested to see how that wrapped up.
Yeah.
Anyway, again, we'll be out at Kid Rock tonight. Jay and I will be out there.
Hell yeah.
And hopefully I'll be out there Saturday. So
And yeah, he'll be out there Saturday. If anyone's got an extra ticket for him,
handing out flyers, trying to spread the word.
Detroit Cast flyers.
Hey, one last thing is the Tiger v Rangers game, August 21st, Friday. We have 2 pairs of tickets to give away. It's a Twitter contest, so go share on Twitter or tweet one of our show samples. And the idea is whoever has the most retweets will win the tickets. So make sure you use the hashtag share the Detroit Cast and tweet those things around.
Yep. And with that, we'll call it a week on a Friday. Let's do it again on Monday. We'll see you then.
You've been listening to the Detroit Cast with your hosts, Mike and Jay. From all of us at Radio for One Studios, thank you for listening. And as always, thank you, Detroit.